Police raided the Motel 6 at 4 a.m. Don't make me do it! No, 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 no.
How's it going, guys? The hunt for Styx, Hex, and Hammer has begun in the city of, well, state of Vermont. It's a state, right? I don't know. Don't ask me about American geography. How's it going? This is breaking news, and I believe it's like 7 a.m. in Vermont, which is very funny because Styx was posting up until about 3 hours ago, so he's fully aware, and I can confirm that an arrest warrant has been issued for the vampirate. Yes, Styx, Hex, and Hammer, and the curse of the Sonitude, the Sonitude medallion has begun. Now, this happened early in the day, so like, I'm pretty busy this week. I'm working on some stuff, but I still try and find a bit of time to have some fun, to mess around. And what is this? Oh no, I know it's fine. And I saw a post by Mr. Gabe Hoffman. Yes, they've sent in Israel after Styx. It says breaking. YouTuber Tarl Warwick, which is Styx's real name, of course, aka Styx, Hex, and Hammer 666, has had a bench warrant for his arrest. He failed to appear in his Vermont court hearing today for his criminal charge of a negligent discharge of a weapon. Carl has a $2,500 for his arrest issued. Now, I have some theories about why he didn't show up in court today, but why don't you let me know what you guys think? I'm kind of curious. While you're liking the stream, leave a little bit of a comment if you'd be so kind. Now, this was corroborated by the farmers. Now, I got these screenshots from Gabe's Twitter, so that's why he's using the cancerous light mode. It flashbangs the chat every time I bring it up. But General Insomnia posted today about the details. No show, no excuse. When Tarl's docket came up. Also, Tarl is such a fucking stupid name. I just keep thinking it's Carl. When Tarl's docket came up, the judge asked if the public defender could step in for Tarl, but the PD explained that Tarl was pro se. What is that saying? The man that, I mean, that usually is for lawyers, right? The man that has himself as a client. Oh, wait, what? The man that represents himself as a fool for a client. This is very true. Like, you can, if you want to be the sovereign citizen and defend yourself, that's fine, but it does come with consequences. Yes, he's loyalist. So he couldn't step in for him. There was no excuses made. The judge asked the bailiff to find him in the court, but there was no Tarl in the court. He was absent. The judge asked for a recommendation, and they opted for an arrest warrant, then issued a $2,500 due arrest warrant. Now, you might be wondering why this is happening now. Why would Tarl be avoiding going to court? Well, I have my theories, chat. And if you're in America now, I think it's like, maybe even if you're in other parts of the world, the lunar eclipse is upon us. That's right. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking, and I'm actually big mad. I'm actually really mad because right now, this is actually the best time to see it in Japan. This moment, like this red glow on my face, it should be from seeing the blood moon. But I can't because it's raining right now. I've been jumping out of my home every 10 minutes. I've been jumping out of my house every 10 minutes. And there's just a blanket of clouds. I'm never going to see it. There's not going to be another eclipse in Japan for 3 years. So it's over, chat. It's just over. Like, if you saw the eclipse in chat, post one. If you just joined the stream or just woken up and you're in America, unironically keep the stream playing, but go outside and have a look and see. You might be able to, because I heard that you could maybe see it at sunrise. So, like, possibly right now you can see a red moon over a blue sky, which would actually be really, really cool. So congratulations, I guess, Americans. You got away with it again. But why is this important? Why is this important? Well, we all know that Styx worships this. I'm not even joking. Styx worships this owl Stolas from, it's not Has Been Hotel, but it's the same genre. It's, what the fuck is it called? Hell of a Boss. He unironically worships this demon owl. That is, the demon owl's job is to just be a moon praising demon ritual person. So My headcanon for this Carl missing the missing the court date is purely so that he could go out into the full moon and start presiding over his ritual. Now, this is from a very gay cartoon. This is Has Been Hotel. And in this, and I know this because I'm a bit of a fag when I watch this show, but in this show, this character makes a deal with one of the sinners in hell to become the most powerful demon, essentially. And I think that this is what Carl's. I mean, I'm joking a little bit, but I'm not unentirely convinced that Carl isn't just preparing to like sacrifice himself so that he can become a demon in hell, because that's what he honestly believes. He's praising Satan right now, I can only assume, because he's been hinting and telling us that he's going to be dead within a month. But how could he be right about this? Unless he himself makes it happen. Interesting, if true. I lied. Well, Australians don't get to see it, I suppose. That's too. Actually, I think it probably would have ended in Australia by now, because it started about an hour ago in Japan. Anime is for kids. But this is what you watch. All cartoons are for kids. Let's be honest. Now, you might be thinking maybe he forgot, but Tarl was aware. He was aware of this. Apparently, an arrest warrant was issued for me for not attending a case hearing on a stupid charge. Unfortunately, you don't just get to pick and choose what the charges are. If you have a court date, you just have to show up. That's how it works, Mr. Warwick. Is it Warwick? Tarl Warwick? I got absolutely no notification of this hearing by any means. What is your issue, tyrants? Arrest him. I think that's going to happen. I've got a poll running. What do you think is going to happen to Tarl? So far, 55% think that he's going to be arrested again during live stream. 8% thinks he's going to hand himself in. 32% say that he's going to Stolas ritual himself into the next season of Has Been Hotel. It's all very possible. We just don't know. Let me see. Now, 30 minutes later, after he was aware of this, he decided to keep posting. I love to mix flavors mentally, to imagine how they blend, complement, contrast, etc. I guess it's a bit like playing by ear. Ding, 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 ding. He's being fruity. He's on the run. He is yet to be graped. Oh, it's too funny. The farmers are too funny. I love distracting myself when I'm trying to work and by reading the farms. It's all too funny. But he's made some more statements. So these posts are happening about 4 a.m. So he's obviously up drunk, howling at the moon, doing his blood magic rituals, praying for the help of Stolas to help him through this situation, when he could have just gone to court and probably gotten a fine or something. He says, lol, the state of Vermont wants me to slate ridge me. I will explain soon. And he has a strange little thing. He's obviously drunk posting because there's like a massive space. Maybe he's typing in magic black words that we can't read. Who knows? Now, State Ridge, I was a bit confused, but other people were too. So they posted some information about it. So State Ridge concerns Daniel Banyai, the owner of the former State Ridge Firearms Training Facility in West Paulet, Vermont. He'd been arrested multiple times in connections with an ongoing legal dispute with legal authorities. In March 2024, he was arrested after a traffic stop, which led to a physical altercation with a constable. He was charged with aggravated assault and for protected person and resisting arrest. He was held on bail for $15,000. September 11th, 2024, Banyai was arrested again for violating the conditions of his arrest and being found in the New York State in direct violation of a court order restricting him from traveling outside Vermont. He crossed state lines. The legal conflict stems from a 2001 court order requiring him to dismantle unpermitted structures on his property, of which had been used for paramilitary training facilities. After failing to comply, he was found in contempt of court and issued an active arrest warrant. Despite being ordered to turn himself in by December 2022, he reportedly left Vermont and was not located until his later arrest. This case has drawn attention due to its implications for property rights, law enforcement authority, and regulation of a paramilitary training camps in Vermont. So Six thinks he's going to be some big tough shot on the run. He's fighting against the corrupt police of Vermont. God forsake us. He's running paramilitary ops in the in the county. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Now, Styx is a big boy. He's a really big boy. He's a big boy, chat. People think that I give a fuck. I do not. He's posting this at like 4 a.m. after he knows that, right? Like, I mean, they could be going after Styx right now. I have this timer, so I didn't forget. It's what, 7:21 in Vermont. It says 7 to 6, but that's because I have to refresh the page. There we go. Look at that. I was right. The police could be rolling up in his property. Like, he could be arrested during this very stream. I'll keep checking to see what's happening, but I think they're going to find him passed out drunk, probably covered in hand sanitizer. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Some people tried to talk some sense into Styx as well. Apparently, so this is in response to the first post. So I've read this before, but I'll read it again for context. Apparently, an arrest warrant was issued for me for not attending a case. This is on a stupid charge. I got absolutely no notification. Well, the thing is, if you are your own lawyer, if you are defending yourself pro se, this is your responsibility, dummy. What's your issue, tyrants? Now, Copium Poppies, no relation, jumped in to say, you mean the one where the judge scheduled you to pretend... sorry. You mean the one where the judge scheduled when you pretended to have a seizure and then went to the hospital and had your mum go to court for you? Stop fucking lying, Styx. Jesus Christ, get your shit together. Styx responds, which is always a good idea to respond to the haters on Twitter when you have an arrest warrant out for you. Are you claiming I need to physically know, or I need to psychically know about the hearing? No, no. If you're pro se, you have to do all the jobs that the lawyer does. And one of those is getting to court on time, notifying your client, which is you, which is you. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I got to ask Sean, are lawyers just psychic beasts? Is that why they think they're so special? Perhaps it is. Perhaps it is. Dang the moon. Set here 15 minutes ago. You missed the eclipse. I mean, that's my fault, especially. If I'd started streaming 10 minutes earlier, you would have known about it. You can blame that one on me. No blood magic for you this swing. It's true. This is very true. His lawyer is incompetent. So the question is, chat, where is the vampire? And I love the, like, I've got my problems with AI, but some of the images that are being generated are just the funniest thing. But honestly, I want to know, what do you think? Do you think he's actually going to run? It doesn't make any sense. He can't run. He's a YouTuber. His entire income is dependent on being connected to the internet. He can't survive in the wilderness. Even with that amount of leather, it's snowing, it's cold out there. He has no survival skills. Where's he going to get his booze? He looks like Mercia. Their faces are always kind of a little bit scuffed. So what are you going to do? Isn't he supposed to pass away soon? Well, that's what I was thinking, is because he's been claiming that he's going to pass away within a month, which is very specific. Unless he already planned to Stolas himself so that he could join the cast of Has Been Hotel. And it is a blood moon tonight, so maybe tonight was the night. I feel like he would have said something if that's the case, so I'm not too worried about him. Who can say? Who can say? We'll find out. This is an ongoing question, and I'll keep checking throughout the rest of the stream. But we've got the Ethan Van Sciver segment. We've got to play his intro. Hold on real quick. This is very real, by the way.
Shelley
Oops, I was muted.
My name is Monica Willis.
Shelley Coleman.
Ethan Van Sciver.
I am 50 years old.
I'm 40 years old.
I'm 35 years old.
Well, I gained a lot of weight.
Really had gained way too much weight.
I'd become so overweight, and it's a good thing I found fitness together when I did. My new fitness lifestyle is fantastic. I've lost 50 pounds.
30 pounds and untold inches.
The inches are gone. They're melting away.
Thanks for making happen what I had never been able to accomplish before.
Oh my gosh, chat. He's melting the fat away. He's praying it all away. 50 pounds. He should have kept going. Look at him. He's pumping iron there. At this rate, he is going to be the most fit man on the internet. He's the throat goat, as Bob Tube says. Yes, indeed. That's what we're going to go covering next. Oh, where did it all go wrong, Ethan? Where did it all go wrong? You used to be in a fitness together. You were fitting your life back together. You were losing those pounds. 50 pounds. That's a lot. What is that, like 25 kilos? In real metrics systems? but now it's all come tumbling down. It's kind of funny because I saw like there's like it seems like there's a lot of people talking about what a piece of shit and how much of a failure Ethan Van Sciver is recently. And I wonder if it is like it's like which toe came first, because I saw a bunch of clips on Alyssa Clip's channel. Well, this is by Alyssa Clips, by the way. I'm just going to like her video real quick. I think she had some health problems, but I think she's getting better. Not sure exactly, but I wish her well, of course. Friend of the show. Anonymous says, I look forward to the streams from Ohio. Oh, well. Ohio to you too. It is the morning over there, I suppose. But I saw like a bunch of clips from Alyssa Clip's channel. It was like Steel Toe was trying to get into the not the Dabbleverse. He was trying to transition from the Dabbleverse into the Comicsgate verse. I'm not sure if like which came first. Did Steel Toe start the downfall of Ethan Van Sciver and he had to destroy Flashcats, or is Steel Toe like a blood vampire? Not sorry, what is it? A blood vulture, and he just smelled blood in the water because everyone's pushing in his shit right now, and he was like, "This is an easy target." I'm not sure. Illicit? Did I say illicit chips? Look, you'll have to forgive me. I've been staring at a monitor all day. This is the first time I've actually spoken to any real people. And to call chat real people is a very liberal use of the phrase. But there was this documentary that came out today, I believe, or the day before, by Mikey No More. Now, Mikey No More is, I believe he's a farmer, and he's got some pretty good documentaries. We watched one of them by, I believe, which is on his Jeremy one. His Jeremy one was, which one was it? Jeremy Hambley, Rich Grifter, Poor Grifter. That was a fantastic documentary. There was a lot of information in there that I didn't know about. So I think we'll check out this one next. And if any updates come on with Styx, we'll check out that as well. But there was one other segment, which was posted on the list. And I believe this is a part of the documentary. So we'll probably have to...
Now, some of you will probably...
I'll skip past it if we come past it again. And it's about the origin of the legend of the phrase, the throat goat. Because I've seen... We all know that... that EVS, Ethan Van Sciver, this is very real, by the way. This is when he was live streaming himself licking a urinal. So he was drunk, very drunk, possibly on crack. He took his live stream into the urinal with him. He put it down, and he starts just licking the urinal. Look at him. He's thirsty. Lick it up, Ethan. Lick it up. I'm not even making this up. Like, people think like this is a joke or something. No, when I say that he licks urinals, he licks urinals. But he has another nickname, and that is the throat goat. And I wasn't quite as sure about that. So I tried to find, unfortunately, this does actually come up, and Alyssa clipped it as well. So I like that one as well. It's gross. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. So let's check out the origin of the throat goat meme.
Wondering, Mikey, why did you call EVS Throat Goat? Throat Goat is the prestigious title gifted to EVS because of a story some Anon on 4chan posted about him years ago. I think.
All right, so this is coming from the hacker known as 4chan, so it's already completely reliable. I believe this 100%.
Shared this story here once before. I'll start off by saying, yes, I'm a homosexual, gay, whatever you want to call me. So this
he's homosexual. He's gay. What do you think this word is? But you can try and type it out in chat, but only one letter at a time. No cheating. You can't build towers by yourself. That's the only rule, okay?
This was a few years back during my college days. I was lonely and doing that Craigslist casual encounter thing. I ended up spotting one that seemed perfectly legit. Got in contact with the dude, and he said we should meet down the street from T&J Pizza. Guy's waiting by the dumpster. Hey man, you from the CC? Oh hey, yeah, we gotta make this quick. He come over to my car, sits in it. Says he's in town for a few days, small talk. Only wants to give me a BJ, nothing done to him. Take my dick out, and as
What is this? Like, do gay guys actually do this? Like, sometimes I lament being straight, because apparently living life as a gay man is actually just like living in a porno where people show up and they're just like, oh, I ordered your pizza with extra sausage and shit, and they just like do these. Like, is this real? Are the gays really out there just giving head and not reciprocating anything in return? Like, what the fuck is going on here? This is unbelievable.
He's about to go down, it happens. In my back seat, I had my comics I had just picked up. He stops, gets nervous, and asks if I read comics. I say, yeah, and then he says he has to go, and sorry. Confused as fuck, I go home and don't think about it. One day, I'm reading Wizard, R.I.P., and I see Top Artist. Holy fuck, that's the guy who almost blew me. Ethan Van Sciver, who I only knew from X-Men, not a DC guy. Had a good laugh about it and bring it up now and again.
All right, so first of all, like, What do we believe this story? Like, I would like to say this is very much true and real and from the most honest of reporters, but this is such a funny story. So he gets an anonymous call. Like, the thing is, like, EVS is so irrelevant. Why would you lie about this? Like, wouldn't you lie about, like, what is that guy that played the Flash, Ezra Miller? Like, wouldn't you lie about that guy or something? Not just the guy that drew a Flash cover or a Green Lantern. I don't even know if I can know. Because that's the only thing that EVS has done with his entire life, is that he's drawn a cover once or twice for Marvel or DC or whatever gay property these are. But it's just like, it's such a weird thing to lie about. It's like that episode of Seinfeld where it's like John Voight's car. Why would they lie about the manual being from John Voight? So EVS is just like, he just wants to suck some D. But then he sees a stack of comics in the back seat and he has to go. Now, there's two questions in my mind here. Is the first, did he see the comics and he was like, oh my goodness, comics, I've got to go back and draw my comics, I haven't finished. Did he lose all of his sexual appetite because of the responsibility of completing his Kickstarter campaigns that he's been putting on hold for years? Or did he see the comics and he was like, oh, this guy's going to realize it was me? And he's like, I got to get out of here. Like, I don't know. This story is very dubious, but it's obviously true. It's a story this crazy just has to be true. That's all I can say about it. Max Mura with a 200 yen. He has a lot more money than that, but it's fine. Tip says, Max Club in Hirasuka has many throat goats. Oh my goodness. Max, don't tell people that. This is never mind. Bob Tube says Yellow Flash wants EVS's blood lately. He hates him. Yeah, I saw a lot. Like, Yellow Flash is posting a lot of. I think what's happening is that Yellow Flash is drinking and twittering, which is never a good combination. Because there's a lot of these tweets that are coming out that like look like they're directed at EVS, but it's kind of weird to just start like vague posting about somebody. I don't mind Flash though. I've seen him in the channel a few times. He usually is. He usually likes to show up for the Ricada shows at least. Although, like, some of the people that he has on his channel, I don't care for as much for. But I don't know. What do we think in chat? Do we believe this story? It has to be true. Flash 1 if this is true. I'm just going to assume it is all true. All right, we're gonna leave this part now that we know the origin of the throat goat and go to the actual documentary, which we'll try and get through on 1.25 speed. But we'll be here for a while. And if anyone sees any updates about Tarl being arrested, be sure to know and notify us in chat, and we'll switch over to that. So we're on Tarl watch right now. Oh, I should put that up as a banner.
If you know anything about me, you know
what?
that I love this. This is what I like.
What, smoking pole just for the love of the game?
I like openness. I like honesty. I like the facts being out there. I love receipts. I love receipts. When I have receipts, I give receipts.
He gives receipts, but he doesn't give refunds, apparently. He's broke. He can't refund the people that want their Rainbow the Bright after 4 years. I remember seeing him shilling that on Ricada's show a long time ago.
Ethan Van Sciver is sick in the head. Like, actually, he's actually insane, stricken with self-afflicted Rippa derangement syndrome. Every thought, every opinion, every action revolves around what the Black libertarian comic man is going to do next. How many books has Eric July launched? How much revenue is he making? A lot. How often is he still crashing out over those bitch-ass roads? A lot. In the past 3 years, especially in the year since I made my last Comicsgate video, Comicsgate has...
So I did see this, like, because a while ago I saw a video on Alyssa Eclipse's channel.
In the past 3 years, especially in the years...
So I saw this video, and there was another video that was about this guy who is called, I think it's Rip Off Verse, but now he goes by Knife School, I think, or Dagger School, something like that. I'm getting confused with Dagger Pussy, I think. But basically, EVS has been LARPing as like a mafioso boss where he's got all these people working for him, but apparently this guy that was making these puppet shows about, like, you know, people like Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic and wait, Gary's the same guy, right? Yeah. But one of these puppets was Eric July. And EVS was claiming that he was paying this guy to work for him. And there was this guy that was making the puppets, apparently was just doing it for fun. And he has his own like animation studio or something. And EVS was claiming that he was paying this guy hundreds of dollars to make it, when actually all he did was give like an $80 donation to this Beagle shelter. But it was kind of hard to verify the story because both sides were like telling different ones. Now I assume that EVS is just lying all the time, so it's probably that this dagger guy or knife guy was telling the truth. But then he was like copyright striking people and all this stuff was going down. Anyway, it was like I was thinking about covering it for a show, but then I saw this was like 2 hours. I'm like, it might be a bit too long. I'm never going to get through all of that. But I think this does come up in portions later in the video.
Since I made my last Comicsgate video, Comicsgate has essentially just become the Eric July detractorverse. This is all they do.
No one has yet made a good argument for why they hate Eric July. Nobody has adequately explained this at all. It seems like they just found a target, and the closest someone has ever come to is, well, he reacts badly to things. But it seems like he reacts badly to things by making millions of dollars in comic books. So congratulations. Like they're all just trying to find like a target to go after. They've been trolling him and showing up to his place in real life, and he just keeps doing his own business. Literally don't get it. I think the only argument is they just don't like him because he's black. And if you know what, if you don't like people because they're black, that's up to you. But that seems to be the only real reason that people don't like Eric July. And then they're too cowardly to say it. They're just like, well, it's because he's making comic books. What? He uses 3D art in his what? Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. They use 3D art in their comics too.
That and grifting their audience for books that will take forever to come out, if they ever do. The thing about EVS is that we're at the
His comics are mid, and that's about it. I think all comics are mid. I don't think there's any good comics out there. If you're a comic enjoyer, then sorry. I don't think it's a very good medium at all. Now, graphic novels I could understand, but I think that a comic is just too short and is much too limited in space to provide a good storytelling environment. Now, of course, you know, brevity is the soul of wit. So maybe only the truest art form of the shortest comics would ever see the light of day to become the greatest stories. I don't think so. I've never seen a comic that I thought was really good. I prefer books. Oh my goodness, how highbrow does this show become? Or like, you know, short stories at the very least. I think there's definitely a basic amount you need for a good story, and comics just ain't it, Chief. They just ain't it.
Point where his reputation is starting to precede him. You can only lie, scheme, and play internet cult leader for so long before your own shenanigans start catching up to you. You would think the simple mission statement of finish comic, ship comic would be a simple thing to fulfill. But your problem is that you want a middle-aged, bipolar, narcissistic, washed-up comic book pro. The Frog King can't...
I will say, like, congratulations to everyone that's made thousands and thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars making their comic books, but crowdfunding for a comic book seems so stupid in my mind, and being late on these things as well is so stupid, because in theory what you would do, and I think like the only time I've ever actually been envious of one of these or like wanted to participate in one of these campaigns was specifically the Doug TeNapel one with like the classic Earthworm Jim like book, and it was like had all the gold fillet and everything that looked that pretty cool. I was kind of sad I didn't get on that campaign, but that's because like Doug TeNapel is actually like this legendary figure that's been around forever, and I really did enjoy Earthworm Jim as a child, even though I only saw like sort of the game that we played a lot and the cartoon series. But barring the delivery costs, what is the cost involved with making a comic? I know EVS is saying, well, I pen the comic and then I hire someone else to color it. Okay, if you want to make a comic book, go ahead, but don't start a fundraiser for a comic book that doesn't exist anymore. Already. Just make your comic book first, make the fundraiser for the distribution, shipping, printing costs, and everything like that. I can understand that. What EVS does is he's like, I think I'm going to make a comic in 5 years. Could I get I would gladly take your payment today for a comic next Thursday. It doesn't work like that. Make the product first. You can make a comic with one person. That's all it takes. For some reason, they turn these things into massive endeavors. It's because you're giving them money up front. Classic mistake. That's why EVS had to issue so many refunds recently.
Just do what Eric July or Timothy Lim do and just mind their business and make their comic books. No, the drama in the super chats must flow. But we're hitting the diminishing return phase of Comicsgate. When
This is a dyed beard? Did this fat ass dye his beard? That's cringe. Holy shit. Doesn't even look good at all. Like, is this like a joke? Like, am I missing? Was this like, did he do this as a gag? Was he doing it to hide the Cuck Murphy, like, hair color or something? Is this even a real beard? It just looks like it's glued on.
It comes to new members, new viewers, new super chatters, new crowd fund backers, and pretty much new everything. Everything is worse than it was a year ago, which is worse than it was a year before that. The human sunbeam is running out of money, time, minions, his backers' patience, and also internet twins.
What
Oh,
made
no.
EVS not
Oh, look at this. It's the people that are on vacation until the 9th.
like you? What was the
Because
thing?
I didn't want to talk
This
to
is
him
a young,
anymore.
this
Well,
is a young
I-
PvP. I mean, PvP, he's a young guy, but you can see this is a very young. This must be early days, Kiddo, because, you know.
And one day, like, I was really contemplating it. Like, why do I hang out with this fucking guy? He's bad for business. He would come on my stream sometimes and start shitting on Nerdrotic and calling FNT zeros. It's like, I'm cool with these people. I'd have to DM these guys and say, listen, he ran his mouth. I'm not cool with that. I would have to constantly sweep up his bullshit.
Oh,
and I'm
no.
tired of it. It's not worth having him around. He's literally bad for business.
Even War Campaign doesn't mess with him anymore. On the contrary, War Campaign are some of their former Caesar's biggest ops, constantly poking, prodding, and exposing him for his greasiness. And
I'm not aware of who War Campaign is. Can someone give me the brief rundown on these people? I'm kind of very much a novice to the comic skate thing. I know they made a lot of fuss about everything, but I think their issues were pretty minor. They were just kind of like, it was no Gamergate is what I'll say.
have no doubt, Uncle E lives in fear of his old shit poster legion. If you bring up any member of War Campaign, he'll start to seize up and will hashtag blame War Campaign for just about anything.
Somebody said that, like, is it true? What happened at like a convention?
Oh God, he's getting notes from retards here. Stop it, Shine. Are you sitting here getting like notes
So that's his real beard color. You can see it's like bone white.
from like war campaigners and stuff right now?
I don't know what all this shit is. These weird terms. And
War Campaign where EVS's troll army that went off the reservation. They went off to make their own mother base. Speaking of Metal Gear Solid, very, very perfect tangent, I know. Apparently you can run Metal Gear Solid 5 on a phone now because the Fox engine is so well optimized. So that Metal Gear Solid 5 playthrough that's never going to happen eventually, we're going to do it one day. We could do it on a phone now. I really have no excuses to keep putting that off.
Yeah, I know. Like a retired mafia hitman who has to look over his shoulder for the rest of his life in fear that he'll get whacked. EVS now lives in a state of constant paranoia of one day being crucified by his former brothers and shitposting. Honestly, just living is a punishment for Ethan these days. Back during his infamous drunk stream where...
Lick it up, EVS. Oh my goodness. I wish I had the picture of him where he's Dr. Robotnik because he's so egg-shaped. I don't have a picture of him here. I only have like hold on a second. In the quarter pounder ones, I haven't got it yet. Just imagine this body type. Just imagine this body type. Quartering and EVS have basically exactly the same pear-shaped, egg-shaped body. And when they sit down, it's an absolute disaster. Where were we? Here.
he was toe up from the flow up, tongue in urinals, and flirting with homeless lesbians who let him take
He's smoking crack.
a hit of that good in a parking lot. He called himself a nobody.
Came out to the bar, some people recognized me. I'm nobody. I used to be somebody, but I'm nobody.
Do you believe this? Like somebody recognized me. From what? Oh my god, I recognize your face from that comic cover you drew 60 years ago. What? No, I don't believe this story. This is a made-up story.
Now, even still, some people recognize me.
Now, some of you might say,
From
well,
what?
Mikey, Ethan was really intoxicated and maybe a bit emotional that night. You can't take something like that too seriously. Okay, sure. But there's not really a way to excuse all those times he said, while very much sober, that he's living in hell.
Look at where we are right now. Look
I guess both him and Tarl will be living in hell very soon. How about that?
at the corner of the world that we've been shoved into via cancel culture. We're with people who are in similar straits, who used to be but or never were, who want to be, but can't. You know, we're with these people now. This is hell. This is what hell is.
And I can't.
I mean, that's kind of a little bit sad, isn't it? There's a certain group of people right now. Then you know who they are. I don't have to name them, but they're saying like my channel's under attack, or YouTube isn't distributing the views anymore, or something's gone wrong with the algorithm, or the shorts are confusing the algorithm. People can't find my channel. It's just cope. People don't want to watch. That's all it is. If you make good content, people show up for it. If you make bad content, if you make content that people don't and tell you they don't want to watch, they leave. Oh my goodness, where is my hundreds of thousands of people gone? They found a more consistent or a better or funnier or even just a slightly more interesting person. The competition's there now. You can't just show up and expect people to bend over for you. You have to put some work into things. Like your comics, for example. Oh my goodness. I get so annoyed with the people that say like, oh, it's the shadow ban. It's the YouTube shorts. They're destroying my channel. Look, things change. I might actually do like a dedicate. Like I've been very busy, so I haven't been able to do any like PowerPoints or, you know, like silly little videos that I used to do. I mean, it happens to us all, right? But I think I'm going to put together a presentation on why certain people's channels are failing and the tutorial of how to fix them. But I don't know if I should. I think it's like something that only YouTubers enjoy and the audience just won't enjoy it whatsoever. But it might be funny because like these people are the sort of people that if you give them advice, they do the opposite. So by telling them the right thing to do, they'll do the opposite and hurt themselves further, which is very funny to me.
Want to be, but can't. You know, we're with these people now. This is hell. This is what hell is.
And I can't even blame Uncle E for thinking he's
Welcome
Dante
to hell.
Alighieri wandering through the 9 circles of hell, because being the Frog King of Comicsgate ain't all it was once cracked up to be. At his peak, Ethan was arguably the single most influential guy in the indie crowdfunded comic space. Frog Caesar bringing it.
I mean, maybe. It's a very small thing to do, though. It's like the most influential person in the indie comic scene. I mean, I guess he did raise like $100,000. I'm sorry, $1 million here, $800,000 here, $500,000 here. Did he deliver these three Sciver frogs? I mean, that's the only thing that he really has for his name now is he's the parody of Battletoads. I wonder how much money he actually made from this. He's got to be broke, though, because he can't afford to refund people anymore. The story is that he's gambled it all away. He's spent it all on crack and urinals to lick and boys to suck. That's allegedly what's going on. I don't know. Certainly he's out of money.
In millions with his campaigns, with his loyal CG lieutenants, bringing in 6 figures themselves.
Oh, no.
Everybody was balling out on Super Chat donos, tons of viewers on their streams, tons of growth in motion going on in Comicsgate. Even the CG slums were somewhat closer to lower middle class than outright poverty. Yeah, all that is over with, nigga. The $1 million campaign.
Ah! He said the magic words. Filioki. Remember for holy shit, that's a long time. I don't know. I didn't realize we've been doing this for so long. I guess I did drink a lot of it away. He says, and what could he mean by this chat with his member chat? X-Moon also said, EVS hasn't delivered his Helephant comic. And it's, what the fuck is that? And it's been over 2 years since I purchased. You should issue a refund from him. Demand a refund and report him to the Consumer Affairs for fraud because he hasn't delivered on his product.
Are gone and they ain't coming back. The only project of
says
Ethan's to make over
using also a member
$200K in the
chat.
past 2 years is the campaign for the Rainbow the Brute action figure.
I remember this. So Rainbow the Brute is like, it's like a light bright kind of inspired barbarian, and there's like My Little Ponies in it. I actually do remember this episode of Ricada Law where he advertised this. This was 4 years ago. This is 4 fucking years ago. I mean, it's not for me, but I could see the appeal. Metal Thing says G. Bob says G. Oh, no. No, we're getting very close. The members are conspiring against me.
An action figure for a comic that Ethan Van Sciver is still over 4 years late on delivering. And things are getting about as tough for the rest of the Comicsgate aristocracy, if not even tougher. Campaigns in 2025 just weren't hitting like they were in 2020 or 2021. And the comments of these campaigns are full of backers demanding refunds and calling the CG creators thieves. This is the new status quo for Comicsgate. They can try and push their own continuities on YouTube and Twitter all they want, but no matter how much they try to doomsayer max about the
Rocco's Modern Life, great, fantastic show. Not as good as Wacky Deli though. Have you guys seen Wacky Deli? That's fantastic. He says so close, so close.
Verse.
You can start again, chat. You can try again.
The day, Eric July.
Brandon says R. Unfortunately, Kitty and Rocco's Modern Life couldn't collaborate together. They started very close. Good luck next time, chat. Thank you for the support today.
More comics each year than all of Comicsgate.
Wait a second. We need more members so that you can try and collaborate more. Hold on. Can I give you 5 free memberships? Here's 5 free memberships to 5 random people in chat. They're free. Look at that. There you go. Now 5 more people can work together. Metal Thing starting the chain. He says N for 2. What does he mean by that?
Combined. Literally, the opposite is the case for the Eric July Detractorverse that is modern Comicsgate. And no amount of frognosis from Ethan Van Sciver.
I was glad that there was a Hypnotoad in this. If they said frognosis and there wasn't a Hypnotoad, oh, glory to the Hypnotoad, I was going to be very sad. I'm going to subject the chat to now an hour of Hypnotoad until they subscribe us. So we get another member. It's all Hypnotoad. Oh, there we go. That'll do it. Rocco's with an I.
Is going to change that
also,
very
Brandon,
sad
welcome
reality.
to members.
But
very
all
much.
that
Thank
ain't
you
the
very
only
much.
reason why EVS thinks he's living in hell. On top of losing friends, losing money, losing backers, and losing his mind, his prognosis, his ability to manipulate the minds of those around him has lost its potency. Part of this has been that EVS has just been giving the game away for too long. Like when he admitted in January of 2025 that he records private conversations and saves them for future gay-opping use.
Let the trash flow. Nah, I can't do it. I have honor. I have honor. I forgot. I've never told anyone this. I have it on tape. I have it on tape because I thought he was going to say something perhaps that my lawyer might need to hear.
Imagine being so cringe as to have to record things to try and blackmail people later. Now, in the Turkey Tom situation, I suppose it paid off for him. What gay little conversations do you think that EVS is having? Oh my goodness. The black man made another Indiegogo campaign. We've got to stop him. Who gives a shit? Oh my goodness. He thinks he's such a mafioso. Like, oh, so important. This happens to all old people when they become irrelevant and nobody gives a shit. Does he think that people are going to be polishing Lycan off his bronze statue in 100 years because he drew a flash cover for DC that one time? Get a grip.
I have that whole conversation. Phone tap Ethan. Now, here's the thing. I recorded it for my own benefit, for my own purposes, should legal shit come into it, and I've never intended to share it with anybody.
He says he's never going to use
purposes, should legal shit come into it, and I've never intended.
It's really crazy how you can tell that this Charmander is ethnic. Like there are certain anime characters, if you see them as profile pictures, that you just know are from the hood. You can tell that this Charmander used to be in the hood, but now he made it big through some sort of scam, and now he's like an Instagram influencer or something, and he's just trying to sell his courses, but he's still at his heart. He's still going down to grab his box of chicken. You can just tell. Like, am I wrong here? Am I barking up the wrong tree here, chat? This Charmander is black, is what I'm saying for some reason. Like I don't know. I can just tell that this Charmander escaped from the hood and is now selling a course somewhere. Something about him. It's like it's weird, but it's not even a racial thing. It's just like cultural. You can just tell.
To share it with anybody.
He says he's never going to use it because he's an honorable man. I don't know about that one. The honorable throat goat, maybe. Look, Ethan, we know that shit ain't going nowhere. You would never, ever in life delete dirt willingly. It's going to go into your frog vault and be ready to be whipped out whenever you feel like you have to defend yourself, put some uppity buster in his place, or I don't know, your bipolar flares up again and you just have to break it out just because. EVS has dropped more personal shit for lesser reasons. Bro is just a control freak who really believes that he's this indie comic dictator, this digital mob boss, this internet cult leader, always accusing others of plotting against him in Comicsgate when the real Machiavellian backstabbing out in the pizzeria parking lot dit-sucking nigga is him. And his business.
Ah, he said the magic words. That's true. Come on, Mikey. Like, we're only 44 minutes in. Can you wait? Can you hold these profanities? I would never co-sign this content, okay? Unless it's 2 hours into the stream.
Like that since the drama with Tim Lim, and hasn't changed. Now, some of you will probably
That's
wonder,
okay. He
Mikey,
has Tourette's.
why did you call EVS Throat Goat? Throat Goat is the prestigious title gifted to EVS because of a story some Anon on 4chan posted about him years ago. I think I shared this story here once before. I'll start off by saying during my college days, I was lonely
I'll skip
and
through
doing
this
that
since we watched it previously on Alyssa's channel.
the dude. And
It is very
see,
entertaining,
few
though.
days. It happens. In my backseat, I had my comics I had just picked up. He stops, gets nervous, and asks if I read comics. I say, yeah, and then he says he has to go, and sorry. Confused as fuck, I go home and don't think about it. One day, I'm reading Wizard, R.I.P., and I see top artist. Holy fuck, that's the guy who almost blew me. Ethan Van Sciver, who I only knew from X-Men, not a DC guy. Had a good laugh about it and bring it up now and again.
I just wanted to talk to, basically, you know, he was talking all that suck my dick shit. I wanted to come to his face and actually show him how we suck dick, you know what I mean?
Anyway, the ineffectiveness of Ethan's prognosis on people outside of Comicsgate became most apparent when he had a confrontation with Jesse P.S. of Pod Awful, the op who must not be named for Dick Masterson. Back in March of last year, EVS came...
Why is everyone in the sector afraid of Pod Awful? Or is it just Ralph and... well, no, I don't, maybe not Ralph, but it's just, is it just Nick and Dick? I think I talked with him briefly. He seemed like a nice guy. There was a chat here that was I want to read. The best contribution to society a certain group of people has given us is the N-word. Look, life would be so much better if we all could just say it freely. We should, because words shouldn't have power over anyone. The idea that you can just give white people this ability to make you fly off the handle anytime is crazy. But if you say something like, for instance, if you're eating some like, I was going to say chicken, but I'll try a different. I just eat chicken. I eat chicken all the time. Let's say I'm eating some pizza. If you say, damn, N-word, this some fire-ass pizza, it just sounds better. There's really no other word that can enhance the sentence in such a way. It is so much fun to say. He's Red Bar's lost son. What's the deal with Red Bar? And I've only very vaguely seen him. I heard he's on a year break or something. No, I don't eat watermelon very much. Watermelon's very popular in Japan, though. Like, Japanese people love that shit. Nobody loves mayonnaise more than Japanese people. Like, you think white people love mayonnaise? Japanese people love it. And nobody loves watermelon like Japanese people. I swear to God, every summer. They're putting salt on it and stuff. Like, they're going crazy. They love it.
...to Jesse's show. He did this because Eric July had come on Jesse's show just 2 days prior as part of Jesse's then ongoing Dick Masterson detractor campaign to air out Dax Herrera's dirty laundry and for Eric to explain his side of the whole feud with Dax, Vito, Riley, and the rest of the dickhead crew. So, of course, Ethan Van Sciver had to come on and correct the record on Eric's prior record correcting. Basically, he was going to use his prognosis to attempt to distort Jesse's sense of reality. It didn't work.
You don't think they?
I don't watch your show, so I don't know. I don't know what you're about.
No, hang on a second. You don't watch my show, or you?
This is like a stupid thing to put. Like, just throwing this out here. I don't watch your show. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. You don't have the Google alert set up for your name every time when somebody talks about you. Okay, buddy. It's like the fake power flex, but it doesn't work on the internet. Okay. I mean, even if it's true, even if he doesn't, why would you bother saying it? Just doesn't make any sense.
Sure.
Yes.
Because one time I've got a screenshot of you saying you love my show. You don't? Do you remember doing that?
I might have tuned in once.
A guy said in New Orleans Wizard World 2015, this 18-year-old guy, he was volunteering at Wizard World, and he said you were trying to like suck him off or some shit.
Oh, come on.
That's what it said.
It was more than one time. The throat goat strikes again. Let's see. Let's go back and actually read this. New Orleans Wizard World 2015. Be 18 and want to go to the con bad. Find out I can volunteer and get in for free. One of the days I'm given artist alley duties. Keep spaces clean and manage the flow of traffic. EVS asked me to come over. Starstruck. I said, like, this is already a fake story because nobody's starstruck saying EVS. He's doing a flash sketch and is showing me stuff. Tells me how great working in comics are. At one point, he places a hand on my leg. I'm wearing shorts. I think it's nothing. Just laugh, teehee. Tells me he can help me out if I can help him out. Says working in comics can be really fun. What is happening right now? Say thanks for everything and no pout.
At Wizard World.
There's a bit extra here where it says, say thanks for everything and no pout. I can hear him say, shut your mouth or something. Go back to what I was doing and scared out of my mind. So that's my story with EVS. When I hear he's gay, doesn't surprise me. Not only is he gay, he's preying on the young, not young boys, but young men. The 18-year-old, barely legal volunteer interns. The power dynamics chat. Oh my goodness.
And he said you were trying to like suck him off or some shit.
Oh, come on.
That's what it
not true.
says.
Would not do that. I would not.
Story
do
like
that.
that's
And then this guy here said, I think I've shared this story here once before. I'll start off by saying,
wait, is this the one with behind the Wendy's? Because that's not the original I heard. I didn't know there was so many throat goat stories. How much is he gobbling down?
yes, I'm a homosexual gay.
I mean, is he fat just from sucking cum out of people? Is that high in calories? Reminds me of those. I mean, it's an anecdotal story, but it's no, it's never mind.
Whatever.
There's no way I could say it without chat trying to pull a Uno reversal card on me, so I won't even bother.
God,
To call
Jesse,
me.
just stop this. This is bullshit.
What are
This
you
is
getting upset
silliness.
about?
Look at all this stuff that people have made up about.
I'm
you
asking
before
about it.
Chan,
I'm asking
and
if it's
like-
real. I don't know this
Well,
made
I
up.
already answered you. I said no, it's not true.
Well,
It's not
this is a
real.
different one. This is
How much is in the average? How much milliliters is the average load?
different one. It's odd.
I know.
It's
I know.
odd that
It's
it
the same
happened.
guy.
No, it's not the same guy.
It is the same
No,
guy.
you can
dude.
see he's
It's
got a
the
different.
same guy.
No, he's got.
No,
A,
it's the same guy, dude. I know who it is.
he's who is? You know who it is. My knowledge of you.
Whoa, it's confirmed. He knows who it is. He remembers. He never forgets a dick. Never forgets a dick. They've all got their own unique taste and texture, eh, EVS?
Begins and almost ends until now with you appeared on a panel talking about me versus Alex Stein one time. I knew in my heart of hearts that you didn't actually give a shit about Alex Stein, that he's a big name that you want to latch onto. You're like a glad handing.
You think so?
Well, 100%. Your whole thing is like attaching
You
yourself
think
to
Alex Stein is a big name that I want to?
I don't think you even have to do with big names. You told me you like my show, and that was a lot. Like,
I'm just being nice.
yes, you lick ass. That's what I'm saying. You should make. You should. You know what you should do on these streams?
This is the thing, dude.
Do you know what you should do on these streams?
My content is so
You
much
don't have
better than yours,
content.
and I
You don't have.
fucking,
No,
I'm
I'm your
sitting in a
content.
gay
I'm
purple
your
spacecraft.
content. You
I'm not
retard-eyed
sitting on a
bitch.
gay purple
You
spacecraft.
need
Alex
me.
Stein.
You
Whatever it
need
is.
Eric July. You don't have content.
I have plenty of content.
No, you've never.
I'm very kind to everyone.
No, you're not.
And in response,
No, you're not.
This is what I get.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
All
Very
right.
kind.
Okay. You
Well, then
really
I'm
want.
not-
Hold on a second. I want to see if I can find a clip or something.
You mean 3 for 3? Did he say he never forgets a kid? You mean 2 for 2?
Is that what happened there? Sorry, to be cringe, to use a reference from Rick and Morty. Is this what EVS is like saying?
Did he say 3 for 3? Did he say he never forgets a kid? You mean 2?
He never forgets even a single one? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Either I
You sure you want to go there?
Or
should we ask? Should we ask Pan?
Oh, what are you, war campaign? You got war campaign in there?
Should we ask him? Are you kind to everybody? Are you sure?
Very embarrassing showing for the king of Comicsgate. This will be the last time in 2020.
EVS just had a stream taken down for playwriting copyrighted boomer tunes, really? Isn't it the second strike he would have had in the last month or something? Because he got one from the puppet guy, if I remember correctly. There's always on 2, 3, and he's gone forever.
That Ethan would attempt to frognetize anybody outside of his usual sphere of influence. And Uncle E is very protective of that sphere.
I want this.
Comic books are for kids. Rick and Morty is also for kids. You can enjoy content made for children. For example, Toy Story. Toy Story can be enjoyed by the whole family, but primarily it's made for kids. That's what I mean.
Community. I want this this group. I want this corner of the internet to be free from grifting pieces of shit like Yellow Flash and Eric July. I want them out of here. I don't want them in my space.
Is Yellow Flash got a history of grifting? I think, like, if I had to be critical of Yellow Flash, he's essentially just a he's essentially just a more conscientious quartering. Like, they kind of do the same thing, don't they? Like, I mean, if I'm wrong, then correct me if I'm wrong. But doesn't Yellow Flash just do the quartering thing where he like reads articles and like 10 minutes a day or whatever, and then like uploads it and rakes in millions of dollars? But at least Yellow Flash is sober most of the time, right? He grifts. How does he grift? I know that Yellow Flash had a comic, but he delivered the comics. That's not grifting. Like, how does he? My question is, how does he grift? I know that he gets super chats on his Flashcast, but everybody does that. That's not grifting either. It's just like everyone calling it grifting just for fun. I'm just, is there an example of when he has scammed something, like an actual grifting scam? If you deliver your product, then that's not grifting. It's just everything is grifting, everything is slop these days. But like, if I'm just telling you the truth about it, like, all I really know about Yellow Flash is he reads like the internet articles, which, I mean, everyone's done before. There's nothing wrong with it. especially if you make a lot of money doing it. And he has like the live stream where he gets a lot of super chats. So good for him.
They're in my space right now. They could be somewhere else.
Yeah, I gotta keep those grifters out of your space. The grifter suites at Comicsgate are already full after all. Now, just because he mostly gave up playing mind games with people outside of his usual sphere of influence, doesn't mean he wouldn't try any bullshit on people still within it.
All right, chapter 2. You got a friend in me. That's kind of that's a funny title. I like that because he's gay.
Example of such happened in early November of last year with Nick Rekieta of all people.
Oh my goodness, it's the Baldo crossover. Here we go. Here we go. Like it wasn't, I was mean to click on that. There's 2 PowerPoints I've thought about doing for Nick. One of them is about how to fix his channel because he's dying at the moment and he's coping and seething. I think he can barely get even 400 people to watch his like trial streams now. Embarrassing, especially when like Megan Fox and the Umbrella guy threw him a life preserver and is like, look, dude, just stream about what the hails. You get 1,000 live concurrents and thousands of dollars of super chat. It's like his friends actually helped him out and gave him the idea, but he's like, no, you need to learn about Kirk's cooking. And then he alienates everybody from like the boomer trial watch things. And now he can't do a proper trial stream. But I'm sure Kick will save him. Oh, yes. The illustrious Kick partnership that anyone can get with over 20,000 subscribers on a channel. He made it seem like it was like a contracted deal. It's just like, it'd be like me announcing that I got another channel monetized. Oh my goodness, chat. I've got my next channel monetized. Alert, the Kick stream. I can't wait till he starts dual casting. When he starts dual casting Kick and YouTube, his YouTube numbers are going to go down because like the people that don't like YouTube are going to go to Kick. That means he's going to get smaller streams and he's going to get less distribution. It's like a lose-lose situation for him. He already knows what happens when you try to divide the audience. It doesn't work. Like with Rumble. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
The former king of LawTube who ruined his reputation, his YouTube career, his ability to practice law, and his family by getting in a drug-fueled polycule.
How long ago did this happen? It seems like a lifetime ago. I'm pretty sure it's like 2 years at this point. It's so funny because Nick used to be a licensed to print money. He was so consistently fucked up. You could just be like no stream prep and just like, all right, we're going to talk about Nick being a retard today. And it was just like old faithful. The milk always flowed. But then he figured out, like, this is the one thing I will say about Nick is he's smart enough to figure out that if he's boring, nobody's going to talk about him. Because I don't think that we've even talked about anything Baldoverse related, apart from like, comments here and there, since like what, November, October?
Career,
his been nicotine free 2026.
Ability to practice law and his family by getting in a drug.
I was just gonna point out his shitty tattoos. He now has a big fucking flower right over his womb here. Imagine being a man and getting Imagine being a man and getting a tummy tattoo. He got his tummy. I wonder if it hurts to get tattooed on your tummy. With his Sakura and Wisteria because he's an anime lover. He loves Demon Slayer. Oh no, it's just for the wife. Okay. Consummate anime enjoyer, Nick Rekieta. Interesting.
Fuel polycule with Aaron M. Holt of Stilto, Aaron's wife, and Rekieta's own wife that ended with Aaron leaving and losing his wife, and the Rekieta's getting their house raided by the cops who busted them for possession of coke, which Rekieta's daughter tested positive for. Does that
still has not explained this? He's as I understand it, he's now started to just talk about to tell chatters that they're just boring and get over it already. There's been no good explanation for why his daughter tested positive. There are several ones I can think of, but he hasn't decided to say those. It's actually quite bizarre how he doesn't just take a W here. He could easily just, there's a few excuses he could use, but he hasn't. He's just like, well, I don't know. Look, it's the easiest conclusion is just that there was a bunch of coke lying around and your daughter got into the coke. It's pretty obvious.
Shit that allowed Nick Rekieta to clutch Lolcow of the Year, Cokehead of the Year, Worst Husband of the Year, Worst Dad of the Year, Worst Polycule Partner of the Year, Worst Lawyer of the Year.
Oh, he beat off on stream as well. Nick would have you believe that he's scratching his leg here because it's painful. What does this look like to you, chat?
Ambassador of the Year.
This is the ball.
What does this look like? If you had to take a guess, what do you think's going on in this
Worst
picture?
husband of the year, worst dad of the year, worst
Biting the
polycule
finger.
partner of the year, worst lawyer of the year, and worst Baldo ambassador of the year.
This is the Baldo.
Sorry,
and this number,
He
this
beat
is
off on
Drexel's,
stream.
this is unused. But this number, you got to do and shove your balls in there.
All in 2024. Bruh, that's
He's
goat
joking
shit. That's
it.
the lol-cow equivalent of Michael Jackson walking off the stage with 8 Grammys in his hands. And because, obviously, goats got to look out for each other, the throat goat had to run defense for the coat goat and say his kids being forced to live in a dirty drug den and stumbling upon their parents' stash is just going to help them.
It is interesting that all of the allies that kind of stayed around Nick have had their own falling outs, and now they're being punished by the YouTube algorithm gods. Oh my goodness. Those nasty, nasty algorithm gods. How could this happen? Couldn't have happened to a nicer group of people.
Build character.
I grew up having to become self-reliant, having to make plans, having to, cope with life as it
He had to go out there and find young boys to suck off. He was relying on himself and his powerful tonsils. Do you think you get to a man of this size by just sitting around and waiting for it? No. You have to walk through the snow to find behind the Wendy's dumpster.
Or being unkind to me, being unfair. So this stuff actually is probably, I know this sounds hard to believe to some of you pussies, this is actually going to be good for the kids, okay? In a way, it is. They're going to grow up to be stronger, more self-reliant. We got to make sure our own clothes are clean. We got to, we got to feed ourselves. It all sounds terrible. It's going to be better for them. It was better for us.
Okay, so I mean, there's really no other way to say this. EVS thinks it's good if you give your kids drugs and have them taken away by the police. That's what he's saying right there. This will make them harder people. I mean, I've heard the argument that a flower can grow over a pot of dirt, which is probably a really good way to explain the Ricada household. But what sort of argument is this? Nick was a man that used to homeschool his kids to keep them away from the degeneracy. So he brought the degeneracy into their own home. I guess it's a 5D chess move or whatever.
Ethan was more forgiving than most when it came to Ricada because Ricada in his situation with his kids reminded EVS of his own childhood, which is illustrated.
I'll just level with you. Like, the only reason that these people stayed around Ricada, it wasn't for friendship. It was because they saw how popular he used to be and how much donations he used to get. And they know that if they can just find 1 or 2 of those people that are still hanging on, that are just late night drunks that just want some guy to yell at the screen and confirm their own suspicions about things already, they can maybe steal some of his pay pickies. That's really the only reason that a lot of people are around Ricada still.
Illustrated in a graphic novel,
But it's a
One
losing
Dirty Dream
proposition.
by EVS's younger brother, Noah Van Sciver, who also happens to make comics. Ethan grew up in a house of squalor himself because his dad, who was also a failed lawyer like Ricada, barely worked and had bipolar disorder that worsened with age and
Kinda
stress,
crazy.
causing him to
Coincidence.
crash out on his kids over little shit and spend all of his time on projects that he would never complete, like renovations on his house or some epic Mormon poem that he gave up on and just never got around to finishing. Man,
You always learn quite a bit of the, like, one thing I have to say about Mike Nomura is he does his research. He's very good at this. Like, these are fascinating. I love watching this shit.
don't that last part sound familiar?
It all makes sense. It all makes sense.
Anyway, despite Ricada supposedly being a friend of Ethan's, EVS would still try to milk him for content with a fellow lolcow, Ethan Ralph, who he brought on stream with Ricada for some gun on Baldo blood sport action. And it didn't really go anywhere because Ricada just ran away.
I got Ethan Ralph back here. Let's bring Ethan Ralph on and see if we can
This was a very funny moment, though. This was an absolute W for Ralph.
work some stuff out here. Welcome, Ralph. What's up, brother?
Oh, how's it going, gentlemen? I'm hearing, you're still in contact with this bitch and she's still, leaking things about me and trying to affect my family situation. And
I haven't talked to her about your family situation or what she's trying to do, man. So like, again, I don't, I would prefer not to like go head to head with you on any of this because I don't have anything to go head to head with you on. Like, I know
He's
how
scared. What are you
Look, dude,
scared?
I'm gonna peace out. So adios, guys. Later.
Oh, there goes Nick. All right. Yeah. Listen, I don't know. I got 3 guys who I'm friends with who are fighting right now.
Why did Ricada just run for the hills? Well, despite him obviously being intimidated by the Ralph
Wait, is this Scarlett Hampton?
Why did Ricada just
This is Scarlett Hampton, right? This is the chick that now Ralph and, like, I'm not too familiar with the situation, but like this chick came into the Devilverse and she's like an ex-blacked porn star. And now like Ralph and Nick were fighting over her. But isn't she like a map? She was reposting Fuentes talking about the age of consent being bullshit and that like 14 and 15-year-olds should be fair game. It's interesting how many pedophile allies that Nick has surrounded himself with. Very strange. Allegedly, that Nick is holding some blackmail over Ralph's head, like in talking in DMs with his friends and stuff, saying like, better watch out for Ralph. He went to like Colombia or something to go meet this underage chick. I don't know. I have to do some more digging on that. Stop simping. I said she was a black porn star. I can't fucking win against people. Holy shit. Why do I even bother? Why do I even bother?
Just run for the hills? Well, despite him obviously being intimidated by the Ralpha male's aura, it's because he had been set up.
Now, he tried to say, I noticed when you came in on the video that he claimed that Rackets had brought you up, but it was Ethan that first asked about you.
To me, he said Rackets is on here.
Like, no, she's unironically, she was like a blacked porn star. Like, but I think I heard the rumor that she got banned from the industry because of her strange predilection to minors. And that's probably because she was molested as a child, which is why she got into blacked porn in the first place, right? And it's like one of those cycles that keeps repeating itself, which makes sense. Again, I don't know if this is true. This is what I've heard. I'll need to do more research on it at some point.
He said Bricada, and he's talking about you. Now, you know, I went back and looked before. He actually wasn't.
Wait, she got hired. She got fired before because she had I don't know. Is this true? Isn't Ralph trying to put a demon baby number 3 in her? That's not a good idea. What is he going to go for the artillery strike so he doesn't get the HIV?
Oh man, but Van Sciver made it sound like that, right? Like, this guy's on here trashing you. Do you want to come on and respond? He was frustrated because he didn't get what he wanted. Because I pulled back because I was like, all right, first off, you fat fuck, you don't deserve any of the money.
Does it cancel each other out?
I would get off this anyway. And second off, it was a setup from the start. Like, this is a
Ralph don't scare about the HIV.
I don't enjoy the whole, like, he lied to me. Like, it's like, well, he lied without lying. I mean, Bricada was talking about me, but the way he made it sound was Bricada's on here talking shit about you. And I was like, oh, really?
A lolcow milking 2 other lolcows for content on their show is what's called a recession indicator. In this specific context, it's also called being a shitty friend. Bricada and EVS have known each other since the early days of CG. And Bricada has not only had Ethan's back and swept for him, he even took his and Dick Masterson's.
This is outrageous. What the fuck is this? Bricada's wearing a outfit, but it actually matches. Holy shit. How long have I been asleep? Like, what year is this? He's not wearing some purple blazer with like a pink shirt or anything? Like, you could go to an office interview like this. I mean, maybe he's trying to find a job.
In their feud with Eric July, and EVS's reciprocity, trying to lure Bricada into a blood sports match on Trashcast so he can make a quick buck off of him and Ralph. Ethan Van Sciver doesn't have honor. He doesn't have principles. He doesn't have any respect for the fans who back his release every once in a leap year ass comics. He doesn't even have the money to refund them anymore.
EVS isn't refunding the books anymore. He says you got to roll with me.
Because if I can't right now, I just can't refund them. I'd love to. I was refunding everybody up to a point.
He was refunding everybody up until the point he couldn't afford it. He's broke.
Refund request. I can't refund people because if I do,
fat.
when the time comes to put out the books, I might not have enough money to do them.
He's
I gotta
a
make
gambler.
sure I have the
He
money
licks
and the time to be
urinals.
able, to produce these books when I'm ready.
Like, he is really honestly quite
But what he
fucked up.
definitely doesn't have anymore are friends. The closest to that were the guys in War Campaign who EVS legitimately crashed out over after they broke up with him originally.
And we're moving on. We're gonna do Drawn and Backhold. We're Comicsgate, man. We're just, not gonna be on the big channel so much, I guess.
Oh, well, that is your choice because you guys had my ear. I love War Campaign.
Research it.
Whoa. Okay.
He
Can we
said
stop
that.
for a sec? Guys, I need to stop for a second. Ethan, I get you're pissed off right now. Stop what you're doing. Ethan, stop that, please. I get that you are not happy with how the conversation just went on your live stream. Let this one go, please.
He doesn't really give a fuck about.
It's like a parent talking down to a child. It was more disappointed than angry, really.
The people who are still around. John Malin and Shane Davis might be loyal and the 2 most prominent former pros in CG after EVS, but EVS definitely doesn't see them as his fucking friends. Mafia bosses don't have friends, they have capos. Though to be honest, Malin and Shane aren't even good for that either.
No, the EVS and Shane are definitely cancel pigs, 100%. They stream every night and they're like fucking obsessed with another man, like 2 gays. It's so cringe and weird.
It's unfortunate now that Jeremy is obsessed with 2 men. One of them very thin, one of them very fat. What's double gay? Is there a special word for that? Well, well, well. How the turntables.
Skate ain't nothing but late books and drama, and casual onlookers really don't know the depth of this shit. In fact, let me give you an example of just how skeevy things can get in Comicsgate by taking you back to 2024 and going over Fingergate. Mandy,
what the fuck?
By taking you back to 2024 and going over Fingergate.
All right. Prepare for goo chat.
Mandy Summers
Is this a Comic Con 10? What am I looking at here? Who is this?
has a past. But hey, who among us doesn't? I mean, most of us don't have drug arrests or serial exhibitionists who've been showing ass to the whole internet for years.
The crazy thing is that the people that have come up in this video so far, almost all of them have the same rap. They've all been showing their asses. They've all had drug arrests or been using drugs on camera. It is a different world, isn't it? It's fun to look at it from afar where they can't. I mean, as far as I understand it, sexual diseases can't make it through the internet, fortunately. So we should be safe, but you may be wanting to watch this stream through a VPN just to be sure.
Yes, Mandy was showing cheeks to the web. And unlike Preston Poulter,
Mandy.
she wasn't even getting paid. Nah, she was just doing it for the love of the game. Just a hot wife doing hot wife shit.
This is one of the worst censorship things I've ever seen before, too. Like, if we watch, like, an Nicandrous video, he has, like, this, like, honeycomb, like, bee hexagon patterns. Mikey just, like, he slapped the gaze, was it Gaussian blur over it? Glazian, I can't remember what it's called. And it's like the minimum threshold too. You can basically see everything if you squint just a little bit. And because I live in Japan, I'm squinting all the time, just like everybody else over here. So like that's how we see through this censorship. Like to me, this is just like clear as day.
Getting paid. Nah, she was just doing it for the love of the game. Just a hot wife doing hot wife shit. That was her past, but old habits die hard.
Gaussian
and
blur,
desire for male
Gaussian
attention
blur,
and love for
whatever.
showing off the goodies to complete strangers online carried over into CG, where she was getting into digital goon sessions with male members. And this included Ethan Van Sciver's colorist for Cyberfrog, Kyle Ritter. Mandy would later use evidence from these goon sessions to blackmail people with.
Videos of me, whereas I have R-rated hardcore him, and he is fucking terrified that I'm gonna.
This is like so specific that nobody else is going to know what this is talking about. I haven't been coomed on by the fucking trees in Japan. A lot of other people have the Kafun show. I do not. So I just laugh and holler through this season. A lot of people are already blaming the Chinese and they're claiming it's yellow sand, but it's just like cedar pollen or something. I don't know.
Release it.
Because she's not going to be fucked around with anymore either.
This is how Comicsgate, the movement founded on fighting the SJW degens in the comic book industry, and whose MVP Richard C. Meyer was calling Heather Antos a cum dumpster who glooped and globbered her way into her position at Marvel, was getting down, with ungodly levels of e-thottery happening behind the scenes.
This is a real book.
Not only was this happening, it was revealed in early May of 2024 that Ethan Van Sciver knew about all of it.
Yellow sand. Like, no, this is a real thing. So in spring, what happens is there's a lot of trees. Basically, Japan had cut down a bunch of trees and planted a lot of cedars and a lot of monoculture trees because they wanted to rebuild after World War II. Now, all of these trees have now grown and they start cooming on the entire country, like around this time of year. Now, at the same time, there's like winds come from the west towards the east, obviously. That's from China towards Japan. So literally, Japanese people will go to their car and they'll see like yellow residue on their car and it's obviously pollen, but they claim it's sand from China. So they literally blame the Chinese. They're like, this damn Chinese. Oh my goodness. The chat tricked me into doing another sand review, but it's actually pollen. But it is true. You do like go to the windowsill and like run your finger on it. There's like this yellow fine powder everywhere. Not just in my house, in everybody's house. But they blame the Chinese because of it. I mean, the Chinese are at fault for everything. This is so funny. It's like anytime anything happens in Japan, it's just can we blame China on this? There was recently a video of this like Taiwanese girl, and she went to do like a little pose in the Shibuya Scramble, like the world's busiest scramble. And she's like this little kid, just like really happy, like having a great fun on holiday. And she's like, yeah. The dad's taking a picture of her. This Japanese woman comes out of nowhere and just like bangs into her. And she actually, if you look in the video, she bangs into 3 other people. And it's like this shoulder knocking thing that like really like autistic rage Japanese people do. There's even a special phrase for it. But then like they saw this video. It's clearly a Japanese woman. And they're like, and everyone online is just like, these damn Chinese people dressing as Japanese to try and make it look like we're aggressive to children. They can't keep getting away from it. The China can't keep getting away from it. Every time anything happens, it's just blame the Chinese.
Masturbate for Kyle.
Anyway,
she would
that's the yellow
she would,
sand.
like do 2-finger inserts in both holes for Kyle. Yeah, and make Kyle think that they
Double
were
your
in love.
pleasure.
And Kyle, Kyle would be, Kyle would say things like, "I'm gonna get you on Ethan's show," and she'd say Ethan or Malin's, right? Like that's the thing. Like, yeah, baby, I didn't know any of this was going on until it was already over, and Kyle didn't want to stop it. So, Mandy kind of said, "Help me, Kyle. Does this sound familiar? Help me. Kyle's obsessed. Please just tell him to stop it." Because Kyle didn't want to stop. They were jerking off together on camera. Kyle's sad and lonely, and so was Dale. That's what's going on with Dale and Mandy. So that's what she's doing. She's sticking fingers in her asshole and her pussy on camera for Dale Keown. Most likely. Yeah. Most likely. I don't know that for sure, but most likely that's what's happening.
Guys in CG are always yapping about the Saska sisters and implicating that Era July had.
All right, so these Saska sisters, holy shit, did they get bogged? What the fuck is going on here? He bought Dumpit. Like, the only time I've heard of these Saska sisters, can somebody tell me what they do? Are they just like con celebrities or something? Like the Kardashians of cons? I remember hearing them back during the the Vic Mignogna segments. Because I think people claimed that Vic Mignogna tried to have a threesome with them. They got fat. The Bognadovs turned out. Were they like actors or something? Or were they literally just like socialites of the comic industry? Because it seems like wherever these women go, troubles follow them. There's like all the stories that are bad in this thing, like sort of go back to these two women. They did lesbian, incest, piss porn. That can't be a true story. All the stories about Ethan Van Sciver sucking dick behind a Wendy's, or like preying on young men at comics. Those are all true, but this piss story has to be fake. Serious? All right, I believe you, chat. I believe you, chatter. Chatters will never lie to me. I can't believe people are accusing me of being a xenophile because I just said that the sand wasn't from China. Holy shit. I'm gonna prove to you one day that this sand is not from China, chat.
Some weird improper relationship with them on the basis of their own fever dreams. Meanwhile, grime-tastic nastiness like this is occurring in the back rooms of Comicsgate. Who knows what else is happening back there? What other freakery is still going on in the shadows? Because for all we know, EVS might be throat-goating it up behind the scenes. Maybe that's the real reason behind why his prognosis works so well.
Is this Coach Red Pill?
Boy Zach
Is 4 things.
your boy Zach
Is a retard.
your boy Zach
Is a
your boy Zach
is a liar. And
your boy Zach
is a
BDSM porn star.
How does Coach Red Pill keep getting these like feltonings from beyond the grave? Also, anyone that's listening to this at work, you're just gonna get enjoy losing your job right now.
come here.
I hope you're using headphones. I hope you're using headphones right now. Simple dick.
It's been a while since we've checked in on your boy, on Comicsgate's boy, and he's not doing alright, which is about how he was doing when we left him over a year ago. So Richard C. Meyer has continued his crusade against the birthday party clowns, those annoying, culture-warring, nerdy loot.
All right, let's see. I don't know I haven't seen enough of Nerdrotic's content to really judge him very critically. Critical Drinker's good though. Wait, is that what Nick is trying to do? Is Nick trying to pretend to be the critical drinker, but he's not allowed to drink? Because I saw his like kick channel art. It's like an AO of him drinking like a Scotch whiskey. He's not allowed to drink that shit for 5 more years. This is Jeremy, right? D-Day Cobra. I like Mauler. Mauler does some good content. I don't really watch anyone except for Mauler, and even Mauler I barely watch these days, just because I don't have the time. If I had the time, I'd be watching him. But like, hasn't Critical Drinker, like, he actually produced his own like comic as well, right? Like, he's not just a reviewer, he's actually made his own material. I think he's a writer, as well as, I want to say he produced a comic specifically. I think it was Vietnamese War Rambo style comic or short story, something like that, if memory serves.
Losers obsessed with calling out everything woke in media they aren't even a target audiences of. Now, a lot of you familiar with your boy Zach's content over the years would go,
I don't know who this guy is. It's possibly the worst haircut I've ever seen, and I know like I'm on shaky ground here.
Oh, but Mikey, isn't that the exact type of content Richard spent the better part of a decade making himself? Why, yes, for years, calling out the abundance of far-left politics, rainbow tribesmen, and women built like Ivan Drago was the go-to bread and butter content format for Richard C. Meyer. All that complicated stuff he just brushes aside. They call him...
I'm seeing double. 4 of us. Oh my goodness. Kyora, the Destroyer. Sorry, you confused me here because we used to have a Japanese teacher called Moroya, and we'd call him Moroya the Destroyer. I wonder if that was a reference, like just maybe my brain fart for a second. Anyway, Moroya the Destroyer with a 5 says, "Thank God I listened to this on my earbuds at work yesterday." Lol. Also, Yellow Flash did a stream this weekend shitting all over EFS with Sean. Was that the? I think I saw that too, but like, doesn't EVS like private all his streams after or make them members only or something? I never watched Flashcast, and but I can never like look for clips or anything through it either because it's like they're all like just vanish out of into fat air.
Simple Dick for a reason, after all. They being me for the first time in this video. Simple Dick lacks self-awareness. That diet of glue, crayons, and wood chippings that the military provides Marines has gradually corroded that part of his brain. This is why most of what he says is just off-topic tangents and seething. They call him Richard the Rambler for a reason, after all. They again just being me for the first time in this video. Richard C. Meyer is a man of many words, mostly because he has ADHD and can't stop yapping about miscellaneous bullshit in his videos, even though most—
Hey, that's very relatable. Just like going on random tangents. Like that could happen to anybody, right?
Most of them are only 10 to 15 minutes long. Just quartering Maxim with how he stretches out the length of these bitches. Almost every video from minutes long. Just quartering.
Do my eyes deceive me? Is this the quartering and a clean pair of underwear in the same frame? Where the fuck did this has got to be AI? Where the fuck did Mike and More find this? This is not true. This cannot be true. Everything that I understand about Jeremy would lead me to believe that this is an impossible photo to exist.
Maxim with how he stretches out the length of these bitches. Almost every video from your boy could be cut down by about 60 to 80% and nothing of value would be lost. And Simple Dick agrees, which is why he pruned his 4,000 plus video channel down to just the 100 most viewed ones back in June of 2025. He did this because his old ass is trying to chase the TikTok Zoomer crowd. By doing this though, he inadvertently revealed that the golden age of his channel was in fact one of the most birthday—
Oh, it's Comic Matters with your boy Zach. I've never seen his face before. I've heard of him talked. I've heard of him mentioned, but I don't think I've ever watched a show with him on it.
Party clown friendly channels in comic YouTuber history. He was an OG, really, a pioneer. If he had started just a bit earlier and started talking about Gamergate instead, he would have had his head.
Do you guys remember this? This is the Mount Rushmore of Gamergate. Who are those guys, Daddy? That's Sargon, Milo, Adam, the Internet Aristocrat, and Ralph, honey. 5 great men who helped save Western civilization. It all comes back to Gamergate. This is like Ralph's old, like, he used to have like the skull with a crown, right? Like that was the OG kill stream thing. I used to watch the OG kill stream. It was a good show back then. People say it was. I enjoyed it. It was fun. The old kill stream days were good.
Chiseled next to anti-SJW legends.
Who is Adam?
Of that.
It's like the guy that's like, isn't it the guy from I know who it is, but like I think it's the guy from Firefly. Adam, the name is on the tip of my tongue. He was on Twitter though. He was like a big deal. I think he was an actor. I mean, if he was in Firefly, it was, but I'm not sure if it was him or his brother. Alec Baldwin, I want to say. Maybe Adam Baldwin. Yeah, sounds like it's him, I think.
Era. He's also the OG who started the whole use your YouTube audience to kickstart your comic book career strategy.
The entire appeal of Rippaverse is telling depressed middle-aged Republicans that they are winning by ordering awful comics because that might bother Heather Antos. Okay, first of all, Zach, that was your fucking business model. Holy shit. I have been here since the beginning. I am one of the first four, including Richard, members of what would become Comicsgate. He fucking said in the beginning, he's going to build a goddamn audience so he could sell his fucking books. That was his goddamn bit. Everybody who followed, I swear to God, is following the freaking Richard C. Meyer business fucking plan.
Tragically, your boy can't face this fact. Call him a vampire because he don't see shit when he looks in the mirror. All he sees are the faces of content creators doing way better than him in every aspect of life, mocking and prodding him like schizophrenic voices in his head. Schizophrenia is actually a great descriptor of Meyer's behavior in the past year and a half now. Bro is just barking at demons that don't exist except in his own cracked psyche. Like this post here where he gets on Critical Drinker for not reviewing The Penguin in a week, to which Critical Drinker responds, bruh, I got a life. I don't dedicate every waking moment of it to talking about movies and TV shows. Richie, don't.
Just going to say that The Penguin is a fantastic show. Possibly one of my favorite crime dramas ever. If you think that, oh, it's a Batman show, no, The Penguin is a fantastic show with a wrapper of Batman. It's incredible. And if you like crime, you should go watch it right now. I mean, like, not like if you're stealing shit. I mean, like, you know, if you like drama, crime drama.
Life. I don't dedicate every waking moment of it to talking about movies and TV shows. Richie don't know about that because that's literally his own life. Talking about shitty movies, TV shows, and comics.
Penguin wasn't a shitty TV show. I'm just gonna make that. I just gotta make sure that's clear. This is fantastic. Possibly top 10 ever.
While taking busy time out of that hectic schedule to seethe about content creators who don't like the same slop he does. What's funny is that the content creators he sees at, rather than getting mad at him, show concern for this obviously mentally disturbed man.
Quantum Ranger Power says, loving the latest cope over your opinions being that you never actually watch anything. Funniest conspiracy theory about a media reviewer in a book. Yeah, is that ya boy by any chance?
There are some things that are said that like can be addressed, but then sometimes people just say something so beyond reality that you're just like, how do you think? Don't you think we would have noticed if Drinker was making it up as he went along in all of these streams?
I mean, if I can spend an hour or two talking about a movie that I've never seen, like, man, I want that acting ability. You know, with guys like that, I don't know, man. If he put half as much effort into making his little comic books as he does to obsessing over people like me and Gary and Disparu and stuff, like he'd probably be in a lot better place in life and his career. So
it's like you say, that you can't get ahead if you're looking behind.
Ultimately, it's kind of sad to see what he's doing to himself.
But the pinnacle of Simple Dick's old man yelling
Hey,
at
but this guy's stuck in a Simpsons reference before I got one. What the fuck?
Cloud's era is his one-sided hatred of Eric July in the Rippaverse. Because of course he hates Eric July too. This is the only consistent thing about this sector of the internet, ranting about Eric July every day. Rippa derangement syndrome is a requirement for being part of CG. What makes your boy's specific brand of RDS so hard to listen to is how obviously it's motivated by sour grapes. At least Vito and EVS have their own canned excuses for why they despise Eric July that totally have nothing to do with him being better at selling and shipping comics than them. Simple Dick doesn't. This is just a straight up cold red hater alert. And what makes the haterade Myers sipping so obvious comes down to two things. Thing one, how hard he switched up on Eric back in 2023 before EVS snaked Eric July after he sent him a night letter and turned the rest of Comicsgate against him. Meyer was one of the guys singing Eric's praises the most. But everything changed when the birthday party clown mania set in. Eric July, despite not even making YouTube content like he used to because he said he wanted to focus primarily on his business for a while, got lumped in with Drinker, Nerdrotic, Mahler, and the rest, which is weird because
no, this is a slight tangent. I don't know much about your boy Zach, so it's a little bit difficult for me to comment on anything. But no, this is primarily about Ethan Van Sciver, the Throat Goat, and also Dr. Edmund.
there's really no culture war shit in the Rippaverse, really. There's just no explanation for the tonal whiplash Meyer had against Eric July, except for thing number 2, envy. Now, like all of Comicsgate, which Richard C. Meyer denies he's part of, despite what makes up his audience and what makes up CG's being damn near a perfect circle, your boy would deny this accusation till he was blue in the face, but it's obvious that, like the rest of Comicsgate, Eric July's punctuality and frequency was making everybody else look bad and feel bad. Onlookers were wondering why it was such a bitch for the rest of these dudes to
Any update on Tarl? What time is it in Vermont right now? So we're on Tarl watch. Tarl currently has an arrest warrant out for him. It's 8:38 in the morning. He was up until 4 a.m. seething on Twitter and saying he doesn't give a shit. He may have sacrificed himself during the blood moon and joined this cast of Has Been Hotel. He literally could be getting penetrated by Satan right now as we speak. What's more likely is that he'll either be arrested at home in the next couple of hours, although maybe not during my stream. Hopefully. Hopefully he hands himself in or something. We'll see. Now, he may also be running through the snows of wilderness. I don't know how they're going to find him with his camouflage of wearing a pirate tri-corner hat and black leather coat, but you never know. He is a sneaky, sneaky man. He did survive the rigors of winters in Sweden, I want to say.
Phil, when this libertarian fella who's been doing this indie comic shit for half as long is delivering over a dozen books a year. And we know this gets to Meyer because he once took a jab at the common American duo, Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini, in January of last year out of nowhere. See, okay, Simple Dick really hates delivering comics on time. And it's a really weird complex compared to basically anyone else in CG. See, with those guys, they just haven't finished their books. A lot of them just ran off into the sunset with their backers' money. But not your boy. Now, believe it or not, Richard does actually complete his books. He just doesn't release them.
Speaking of fight, are you still working with Richard C. Meyer?
No, not so much. Mostly because I work to create content, and I'll do something for Richard, and it doesn't come out for 2 years. I mean, it's
just creating demand. They're so good that you can't watch them. It's like that restaurant though in South Park where they wouldn't let anybody in. and it became super popular.
Completed and it doesn't come out for 2 years. I mean, I've seen all the art and it's colored and lettered and ready to go, and it doesn't come out.
There ain't no what? That's not true. What are you talking about? Any place where there's Scandinavian, well, is the Netherlands in the Scandinavia? Maybe it isn't. Oh shit, is it on the border? God damn, the Dutch. I don't know anything about them.
Wow. And I'm like,
windmills and
this is
tulips.
frustrating. Really, really frustrating for me. So that's the only reason.
On-time delivery just isn't a priority for your boy.
It's just gotten really bad to the point where all the conversations right now are like,
Oh, look at this. The Escort, a spicy action thriller from Cheeky Comics. Oh my goodness.
Books are late, mine aren't.
How titillating.
That guy's books are late. This guy's books are on time. Take that, wokies. Take that, people with late books. But there's no like discussion of the books. It's all just a bunch of take that.
Because who cares if a comic is delivered on time if it's slop? True fans with exquisite taste.
Just want to point out here that there's cum in this.
Because who cares if...
Look at this. Cum, abos, parsley, and chili and garlic.
If a comic is delivered on time if it's slop. True fans with exquisite taste are perfectly fine with waiting months or even a year for a top shelf product. The best artists are lazy anyway. This is what this delusional old man actually believes.
It's like saying, like, what's your favorite punctual band? You know, they got the set list and they stick to it, buddy. And if the flyer says 7 p.m., gosh darn tootin', they're there at 6:59. No, one of the most famous things, if you're into concerts, is that there are some artists, some bands, who they just show up when they want to show up. Sometimes they will start 4 hours late.
I mean, maybe this is true, but I'm pretty sure if you buy a ticket for Metallica and they don't show up and you don't get a refund, they're pretty fucking pissed. If they show up 4 hours late and it's a goddamn great show, then maybe you'll accept it, all right? Maybe that's part of their thing. But this idea of like showing up late or got to be fashionably late, absolute fucking cope. Deliver your fucking product, you piece of shit.
And there's kind of an understanding that great artists are going to be difficult.
It's just cope. Every time he complains about Eric July or any of these other birthday party clowns, he's just coping about why they're doing better while he's just stagnating or doing worse. And why that's not only okay.
Have you not heard of rappers? No, I'm white. Clearly. I mean, do I have Dragon Ball Z pictures as a profile picture? No. You should know I have no idea what rappers talk about.
It's actually a good thing. Richard's just coping. He's a permanent resident of Copesville, New Copesico. It's why he's so addicted to AI, because he just can't even with reality anymore. Oh, your boy loves...
This is another one, is like these people that spend all day on Twitter talking about the merits of AI and how they're going to take away these like products from the Hollywood executives and make the true fan product, the true X-Men with the big booty bitches and Apocalypse, he looks so real. Like, it's all garbage. If they spend as much time actually working on their craft as they did talk about AI, and like Grums in particular is really bad about this. He's like, oh my goodness, look at this AI slop. It's getting close to be able to making games for yourself. It's like, good. So that you're like, so you can actually finish your fucking Firefall or Ember now? No? Okay.
Some AI. You would think he was OpenAI CEO trying desperately to keep his overvalued company from going under the way he sings AI's praises. Eric July once said something mildly critical of AI, and Richard threw a fit.
When freaking Eric July is like, there ain't no future in AI. AI is going to write its own prompts. Like, what the fuck are you babbling about? What kind of fucking shit-eating retard says the greatest technological advance of all humanity? Don't bother.
Let's be real. Like, the AI is pretty good. It has a lot of good use cases, but it's almost the way that people are using AI. It's essentially a party trick. It looks really intelligent, but it's so fucking dumb. Oh, this is the new tractor. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Maybe I'm just a boomer. And this is, oh no, it's just like the internet before it hit. Yeah, okay. Has AI actually been proven to be profitable yet? It seems like they just keep like investing in the AI bubble. And they're running out of fucking RAM to make all of the prompts. And they're just like operating at a loss, hoping that there's some sort of product in there. But they're struggling. I think it's all just going to collapse soon, actually, to be honest. There's definitely a lot of good things you can use it for. But like these people that think like, I'm just going to go sit down in the comic. I'm going to sit down in a movie theater. I'll be having popcorn, I will. I'll be drinking my Pepsi Cola. And I'll just type in, give me the newest X-Men. Extra titties, please, and it'll generate a masterpiece. No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to be like that.
Blizzle Blazzle, don't be doing that shit. Like, shut the fuck up. So let me explain to you how creativity actually works. It is much like AI.
This is what this grown-ass man, this grown-ass combat veteran is getting up to every day as he's approaching retirement age.
True. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of a human mind. The Orange Catholic Bible from the June.
The Sonichu medallion is one of the most curious artifacts in the world that, once acquired, will bring about a terrible future for its possessor. And we
like, quite small side tangent here. How many of you believe the Sonichu medallion has a power? Like, a lot of people are scared of the Sonichu medallion, but I think that the reality is that the Sonichu medallion has no power, but it is magnetic. But it's only attracted to people that are already radioactive. So anyone that gets a Sonichu medallion does turn out to be a retard, but they get the medallion because they're retarded. The medallion doesn't make them retarded. That's my theory on it, is that it's got retard magnets in it, and that's the way it works.
We aren't just talking about final destination type shit. No, it's more creative than that, and very dependent on the possessor themselves. In Dax Herrera, aka Dick Masterson's case, it made
is that 80s girl? Like, I don't
dependent on the possessor themselves. In Dax,
like I don't know. Is this 80s girls? Is this the one that he like the leftovers from Maddox, or is this somebody else? I'm not sure.
Herrera, aka Dick Masterson's case, it made his lifelong friend Sean quit the show, made him become a father
Dax
in
looks
his
short. Well, he's Mexican, of course he's short.
mid-40s, and made Eric July, his mortal enemy, more successful each year. There are so many people who look up to Dick Masterson for some reason and want him to be their
That's Peach. Is that the one that Riley pisses on? I'm not in this Dick group, okay? I've never been subscribed to that. I've never seen an episode of the Dick Show. I think that Dick Masterson was very funny when he was like felting Dr. Phil. But apart from him guesting on other shows, I have never seen any of his actual content. I know Peach Salivas, that's the one that's the retard that he sold off to Riley, who's also retarded, and they started pissing on each other for OnlyFans money. I know that. And then I know that Riley showed up at Everett July's house or his warehouse and put a dollar bill like on the wall or something.
Daddy, and I never understood why. This guy Pete twice years ago. Once was
It's
when he
Pat's
managed
wife. Who the fuck is Pat? It's so annoying when you go into somebody else's sector and they know all the, because I know exactly what it's like. I know exactly what it's like. It's like when your parents come in and they're like, "Is that Pikachu?" "No, Mum, that's Arbok." "What are you talking about? Pikachu's a rodent. Arbok's a snake. It's Cobra backwards, Mum, and he evolves from Ekans, which is snake backwards." And it's like, I'm just trying to relate to you guys. This is like when I go into like I have no idea what Dax or his like orbiters are like. So it's just like I look like a complete retard, which I am, to be fair.
to troll his way onto the Dr. Phil show
By the way, what is muck backwards? Think about that.
forever ago to clandestinely shill his book, Why Men Are Better Than Women, which was admittedly very clever and funny. The second was less him and more Maddox handing him a W by suing Dax. Now, he might have had a case if he wasn't a retard and sued him for the wrong thing in the wrong jurisdiction. Because of these two lucky breaks, people have become convinced that Dick is some comedy genius. They also think that he's some Mac Daddy because he stole Maddox's girl. Neither of these are true. The latter object.
There's actually like a really interesting look into how Maddox was basically done so dirty and basically did nothing wrong apart from being a little bit retarded. Because I think like I remember Maddox was like a lot more popular when I was in high school. We would quite frequently go to the greatest page in the universe. It was pretty good, pretty entertaining back then. He did turn himself into a lolcow, but he wasn't as retarded as people would lead you to believe. He maybe deserves an apology from all of the people that made fun of him.
Isn't true because Dick's girlfriend, who's now the mother of his kid, wasn't stolen from Maddox. Maddox dumped her and Dax got with her afterward.
This is a big side tangent in this video though, like going off on this. I thought this was about EVS, but now we're going into the Dick territory.
It's at like Dick.
I mean, to be fair, that's where EVS wants to be as well.
And macking it up. In reality, he picked up a half-eaten to-go plate some Armenian nigga threw away, took it.
He said the magic word. That's the third time. Oh my goodness. We got 300 people watching. How many likes have we got? Oh my, what the heck? Is there only 80 likes? If we get to 150 likes, I'll gift another 5 free memberships. I've got, oh good. I had to check I actually had those available. Hit the like. You Hit the like you.
It up. In reality, he picked up a half-eaten to-go plate some Armenian nigga
That's what you are if you don't like the stream.
threw away, took it home, and treated it like Din did. Oh, Dick, congratulations on getting married, by the way.
It's a whole new era for Dick Masterson.
Oh, because I'm married?
As you're now a married man. Yeah.
Now, some of you may wonder, what took Dick so long to finally put a ring on?
Exactly.
He's been with 80s girl forever, after all. Well, part of it is just that he spent his 20s, 30s, and first half of his 40s being a giant man-child and LARPing like a pussy demolisher, despite the crown jewel of his romantic conquest being a hand-me-down from an Armenian. 2 is jealousy. Because Dick wasn't even the second guy to ride that ride when it came to 80s Girl. Out of them, the most prominent, aside from Maddox, was Greg Sestero. Yes, that Greg Sestero from The Room. And allegedly, this relationship had Dick super pressed because of a gift Greg gifted 80s Girl. A cat.
Vito, can you defend
That's
this
nice.
story? And I know
I like cats.
oh, you love cats, right? Like, I mean,
I do love cats.
Cats don't shelter bullshit. They're like the cats are great.
Story then, Jesse.
80s,
Yes, you're right. Go ahead.
80s girl dated Greg Sestero from The Room. She fucked that guy. That is proven. That's a known thing. Dick hates Greg Sestero. She was given a cat by Greg Sestero from The Room. 80s girl dated 80s girl's Dick's wife. So she's having his kid now, right? Anyway, the point is she dated Maddox and Lord knows how many other people in between Greg Sestero and Dick Masterson. But Dick's dream is to be Hollywood Dick Masterson. He wants to be Hollywood Dax.
That's why he's
and
got the
so
Hollywood
he's
dream
been
now.
incredibly jealous of that story of Greg Sestero this whole time. So he forced 80s girl to have her cat destroyed.
What?
I don't think that's
That can't be true. Surely no one would be this evil. Only women are so evil as to destroy somebody's pet. Like they get the dog in the divorce and then they put it down just to spite. That's like, but why would a woman kill? Like, I mean, this can't be true. This is defamation. This can't be true.
That's not the story I heard.
100%.
Okay, what'd you hear then? I've heard more fucked up stories, but it's one of the more fucked up stories that I've heard, right? Like, it's
Dax
like,
is a cat
your
killer?
boyfriend gave you this cat, so take it to the kill shelter, and you know they're not going to survive.
You never know what's going to happen on the kill shelter.
An adult cat has like
No,
I don't even know,
Kenny,
like
no.
a 4% chance of getting out of a kill shelter, right? Like,
right. Yeah, they brought it to a shelter. What I heard was that it is one of these shelters that if a cat doesn't get adopted, they'll kill it. Like,
no, but he took it to the
got
kill
adopted.
shelter. An old cat. What do you think happened to that cat, Vito? Seriously,
Like, I don't know.
he's dead.
Hey,
what the
Vito.
fuck?
Dick had 80s girl's cat annihilated. Sent
No.
that little motherfucker to Auschwitz, never to be.
I wasn't prepared for that. Not the meow swing. Did Mikey No Ball come up with that? Is this I've never heard this before. This is so funny. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Look, it's a tragedy. You've got to surely we've got to be able to laugh about some things, chat. Oh, not the meow swits. Oh, holy crap.
He heard from again. Eventually, he matured just enough to marry 80s girl after putting a baby in her. Good for them. What hasn't been so good for Dick is his view. Similar to the CG guys, everything is lower than it was during the Golden Age. And what's interesting about Dick Masterson's Golden Age that I've noticed is how perfectly it correlates with Comicsgate's. His Patreon shot up in 2016 and 17 and stabilized at a healthy peak in 2018, where it mostly remained until 2020. This is the first Golden Age. And that roughly tracks with CG, who were still a growing and vibrant community at the time, with all of their Rockstar crowdfund campaigns blasting off one after another. But again, coincidentally, like Comic,
in Japan, it wouldn't be Nyan Schwitz. It would be Nyan King, I think. That would be the one, right?
Dick's Patreon started to dip during 2021 and continued dipping until early 2023, until something magical happened. The dickheads in Comicsgate all started A-logging Air July.
Now, I've heard that there's some dubious stats on this Patreon. Like some people have suggested that Dick Masterson was pushing it up with his own funds. That would be a very bad business proposition because I believe they would take like a 20% tax or something on that. Not sure. It's certainly possible, but No way to verify these things, but I have heard that before.
Era gave Dick Masterson a second win and brought his revenue back to the closest of its peak it's ever been since. This nigga Eric July has been filling pockets of people who aren't even his employees. Or at least it was. As you can see, since 2024, there's been a very sharp decline in Dick's Patreon that's getting dangerously close to hitting the lows of 2016, literally the year he started his Patreon. So what's the biggest problem for the biggest problem in the universe? There are two. One is Eric July. Now, Eric hasn't gone to fight fire with fire route with Dax. What he did do was put out a half-hour receipt-rich expose in March of 2025 that proved in greater detail what I already proved in my Comicsgate documentary, which is that Dick, Vito, Riley, Mint Salad...
Can we get the over-under? Is he going to say the N-word one more time? He has approximately 30 minutes to say one more, and then it's 5 for 5. I don't know how he gets away with it. Like, surely he could be friendly enough to give me at least one N-word pass, since he's just throwing away left and right here.
In the rest of the dickhead sphere, we're lying about pretty much everything or simply misunderstanding shit because they're retarded. If you want to see all of Dick and Friends' conspiracies debunked by a different black guy on the internet, consider giving Eric's video a watch. But the thing Eric did to flame Masterson the most was a lengthy tweet from March 9th in 2025 that he made in response to some dumb bullshit Dick tried to use to own Young Ripper with. I'll give you my attention this one time. I know this will be the highlight of the last 5 years and you'll create a lot of content out of it. Your entire narrative hinges on controlling the conversation while I focus on actually running my business. You don't really have anything else to do, and that works in your benefit. That's why you keep lying to people, desperately trying to stay in control of narratives. 0 emails or contacts were ignored. The screenshot you're showing, which I've never seen before, doesn't even support your own claim that I stopped responding.
All right, here, we'll make a deal, chat. You want to have a little gamble? You want to have a little gamba sesh? If we get to 150 likes, I will gift the 5 free members. But if Mikey says the N-word one more time, I will give 1 membership for every N-word he has said up until 5. So it's 5 either way. So you can either like the stream and guarantee the prize, or gamble and hope that a black man on the internet will say the N-word within 17 minutes. Yes, it's not the 5K gift. It's the 5N gift, okay?
They planned to send me
Good luck,
something
chat.
or drafted it.
If I forget about it, remind me
I
in chat,
actually
okay?
received it. You retard. I was never served. Attached to the email.
Not in my chat. Mikey has to say it in his video.
I received before the trial, completely blowing a hole in your argument. No trial ever took place that required us to appear.
I do like the
I
countdowns
never
in the
failed
background.
to
That's a fun
appear.
detail.
There was no case that I lost. You've lied about the entire thing. Your comedic
If you're unaware of the deepest law, Dick Masterson dresses up in a cow suit while he's getting pegged by women at Burning Man.
career peaked in a Pizza Hut commercial that didn't even air. Not a single reputable film, show, or stand-up special.
This is actually interesting because like we only need 10% of the stream to like this chat. We only need 30 more likes to get the 5 gifted memberships. So who's more reliable? A black man saying the N-word or a stream viewer to like the stream? It's an interesting proposition. I really couldn't tell you which.
To your name. At best, you're just a gay podcaster. You built your entire brand piggybacking off a man you once idolized like a father, Maddox. When that dried up, you latched on to me. Now you hover, obsess, lie. And while you allegedly enjoy getting pegged in a cow costume and blowing dudes at festivals, you'll need to find another bull for your affairs. I'm not interested. You got your homosexual ego bruised. One video of me, not even mentioning you, covering your nonsensical review has sent you into a 2-year meltdown where you've wasted thousands of hours crying about me. You can dish out critiques, but fall apart when yours get dismissed. You being unimportant irritates you. What really makes you a hoe is how you operate through others, using your pet retard to do your dirty work. You're not some enemy of mine. You're just a low-effort content farmer desperate to leech off someone with no interest in engaging in this clown show. That's why you run from people like @PodAwful, who actually has the time to clap back. You need another Maddox to stay relevant because nobody actually cares about you. You can't carry anything by yourself. You're a 40-plus-year-old, unaccomplished, unfunny shot jock who gossips like a schoolgirl for engagement. You hide behind a comedian tag to excuse your lies and retardation. You lied about the pull-up narrative, claiming I aimed at you, yet still sent your pet retard. You lied about your pet retard's case. You lied about our charity involvement, even going so far as to tag the IRS and contact the charity like a Karen, injecting yourself into something that had nothing to do with you, where there was no malpractice, all for content because you're boring as shit. And yet we're still here, still building. That pisses you off. Our success is living proof of just how irrelevant and uninfluential you are. You're a reckless, drughead, low impulse control degenerate, surrounded by people who reflect the same traits constantly, running from responsibility, stability, decency, and anything resembling a meaningful legacy. And I'll give you that much. In that regard, you're more of a nigga than I could ever be.
I can't believe the black man was more reliable than the chat. To be fair, does this count? Does this count, chat? Because he was reading the words of Eric July. Does that count? Does that count? I gotta put this to a poll because he was simply reading. It's like he's singing his favorite song. Does it count? All right, chat. I put a new poll in the chat. If you say yes, it counts, you get the membered gifts. Okay. It was rigged. The game was rigged from the start, I think. There was I didn't realize there was 2 black men here, actually. Like, the chances were 100% all along. Will Mikey say it again, though? The chat's just going fucking crazy with this poll. It's just fucking over. I'll just admit defeat right now, shall I?
This is the only time I'm addressing you. You need me, not the other way around. And that was basically it. There was never really a rivalry between
I unleashed the memberships.
no matter how
You got
much
it.
Dick tried to frame it that way. This
I got
post
robbed.
was, from Eric and a lot of the
I got
Ripperverse
robbed.
fans'
There you
perspective,
go.
the moment
Enjoy
that
it, yeah,
laid this
greats.
one-sided beef to rest. Dax Herrera is a fraud, a charlatan, is currently losing viewers and money and hair every other month. And he also dresses up as a cow named Juju who lets women peg him in the ass.
Who's Vito? I'm Dick's co-host, Milo.
Sorry?
I'm Dick's
Dick
co-host.
Masterson's co-host, yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Dick Masterson?
Congratulations to everyone
Juju?
that won.
Oh, but the other biggest
Overdue.
problem, in more ways than one, is the guy who's responsible for dragging Juju, his pet retard Riley, and the others into this drama to begin with. The fat spaghetti meatball-shaped Italian who's a cutie super fan and
Why is he fucking wearing a Paw Patrol shirt? That's really cringe. Like, it's one thing to enjoy dark humor, but to make your entire shtick, your entire lifestyle being a pedo, that's a weird choice. And then to walk outside with a bluey t-shirt to confront the haters. Did he put this shirt on in particular, or was he just always wearing bluey t-shirts?
who's still jealous of a successful black man. Vito Gislaldi. Vito's initial complaint about Eric July was that he was some dumb libertarian who made a bunch of money off culture war dummies when he had no experience in writing anything. Well,
I thought, like, correct me if I'm wrong again, but like, I thought Vito's claim to fame was that he was like, got famous for drinking Belle Delphine's bathwater. Or was that Tipster? It was one of those, I mean, all those fat, round pedos look the same to me. They've all got a certain phenotype, you know what I mean?
Vito, Eric July has now written 3 comics, 2 96-page graphic novels, and 1 144-page graphic novel in the time it took you to finish a 70-page graphic novel. And even then...
Wait, so Super Killer was actually finished then? I thought it was still, like, pending or something. I know it got leaked on the farms, but I didn't bother to read it. Although I think, like, I unironically will say that I think that Super Killer was a kind of a good idea. Like, the concept of, like, is from what I understand of Super Killer, is he travels through different dimensions, killing different superheroes, which is kind of a good idea for a comic, especially if you're battling with a comic in real life. It's like very meta. I kind of enjoy that. They fumbled a really good idea, is what I'm saying. There are no books. Oh, then he just, what was the money for?
He didn't really finish Super Killer. Your
Oh, there you
artist,
go.
Keter Laval, said he finished drawing it back in 2024.
That comic already
And you
exists.
said on late...
Well, I mean, hey, look. Good artists create, great artists steal. Actually, no, it's good artists imitate, great artists steal. Whatever.
December 2024, that over half of the pages were colored. Despite this, you still didn't drop the comic until August of 2025.
Happy episode 200, everyone. Happy episode 200. And
Isn't that Deadpool? Is it?
In a miracle, a very big announcement, Super Killer is now live as a special episode 200 bonus.
And the version of the comic you released still had no color, not even half color. The colored version of Super Killer just doesn't exist, even though, according to your own words, 70% of the comic was...
Wait, Schizo Sean, this is the guy that showed up in Minnesota for the steel toe, like, sentencing, right?
already colored. Could your colorist Valentina Pinto really not finish coloring the rest of the comic in 8 more months, Vito? Or Did you run out of money to pay your colorist so she never finished because you never gave her the money to? Considering that you reopened the Super Killer campaign just a few days after finally dropping it while it was unfinished, I think we all know the answer. Vito truly is
It's colorless because it's all white. It's all white, chat.
Comicsgate royalty. Because
Black.
just like a lot of them, he can't manage a project for shit. Now, some of you might go, well, Mikey, you have to at least give Vito credit for finally releasing a comic and delivering it to his backers. No, the fuck I don't, because Vito still hasn't delivered the book to his backers. Oh, you can read the unfinished digital version if you backed it, or a cool-ass nigga on Kiwi Farms with a huge penis.
All right, chat, you would have won anyway. Okay, that's 6. Plus 1 for Eric July, though. Okay, so he would have said it.
It just gave you the PDF. But the guys who paid for a physical print book, yeah, they still haven't gotten those.
Would you read the PDF of a PDF, though? Like, you don't want to be exposed to it. I heard that, like, his drawer, like his, not the ink lady, not the ink chick, the little brown ink chick, but the actual line artist. They are like a vor artist, allegedly, because they, like, there's, like, super detailed mouths in Super Killer. Like, you just know. It's like when you look at the Australian Summer Olympics, like, furry characters, you know it's a furry artist. You just know. You can just tell. It's got that vibe.
Frank,
I'm not familiar. Yeah,
Super.
yeah,
oh, you're not familiar with
With
Super
Super
Killer?
Killer? No,
Oh, probably because it's 3 years late. Super Killer. I want to say like 2.5, 3 years ago was the first comic, first indie comic I ever pledged to, like backed on Indiegogo.
Nice.
My good friend Vito made it.
Yeah.
I
Imagine being unironically saying that. I assume he's joking, but like even just saying that as a joke. Ugh.
pledged to 2 other comics since then. I now own physical copies of those other 2.
Really?
I still don't have the first comic. But Vito's working really hard on the comic.
To get the first one.
Yeah, I still don't have Super Killer. My other friends who make comics, I got them on time. Can you believe it?
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's going to come out, though.
Yeah.
Any one of these days.
Also, Mint Salad, the human urinal for Dick Masterson's producer and pet retard Riley, got pissed off because
So I've like, is she actually a confirmed retard? Because my understanding of Mint Salad is that she was like a retarded artist or something, and she was living with her parents because she's disabled. And Dick convinced her to like go out on her own and fuck the parents. And then like now she was living with Riley. I think they broke up. But then she just became an OF slut. Very autistic. But like, how autistic are we talking?
because Vito was talking shit about her on the biggest.
Like what? Like I usually don't believe in like looks matching or anything like that. But like, what an absolute W for Riley. It's just like your Lord and Master just delivers you this retarded chick that you can do whatever the fuck you want with. Like, he should be thanking his lucky fucking stars.
Problem in the universe back in late December of 2024, so she posted a rough draft of Super Killer for everyone to read. So technically, a digital-only unfinished version of Super Killer has been available to even non-backers since 2024. If you're a backer of Super Killer, Vito is still over 2 years late on delivering a colored print
She
version.
fucked Ralph? There's no way. I know that Ralph and Vito had like a chest bouncing session, but like, there's no way that Ralph is this prolific. Last I saw him, he was in like he was following a Miss Teen Mexico around an airport in the IRL session of the kill stream. I saw some clips from that, but I didn't really follow up on him. I don't know if he's still in those areas.
Of his comic to you. Vito has been very stressed about not being able to finish and deliver one comic in the span of time Eric July has been able to finish and deliver 3, while also running a comic empire that has produced an additional 20 plus comics and counting. Also, he's just a bitch in general.
I know he has 2 kids. I'm not saying that Ralph hasn't fucked people before. I'm sure he fucks quite a bit. But I'm just saying that I don't think he fucked everybody in the sector / Doubleverse / Dickverse.
Surprisingly thin-skinned for a comedian.
Wait, where does Dick actually rank in the verses? Which part of which cinematic universe is he a part of? The Maddox verse, or is he in the Comicsgate now?
And on an internet drama show who cosplayed as a pedophile for a gag. To the point he's been driving away viewers, super chatters, and Patreon donators by banning them just because they make fun of his fat ass. Also, it turns out the beef between him and Riley and Mint Salad wasn't complete kayfabe after all, and Riley and Mint really were fucking with Vito. And Vito just couldn't handle it. Keep in mind, Vito thought all the A-logging Riley and the other dickheads did to Eric July were hilarious. Now,
Necrocata said I could come on your grave. It's not against the law. Oh my goodness. October 14th. That's almost spooky time.
Keep in mind, Vito thought all the A-logging Riley and the other dickheads did to Eric July were hilarious. Now he's getting a little taste for himself, and bro is rattled. This bitch-made behavior, the way he treated paying fans, the passive aggressiveness, and low energy on the show have been taking a toll on both the show's performance and Dick's patience. Vito doesn't even come to Dick's house to record the show anymore. Nah, he's got a stream from his house now. Dick, as a new daddy and husband, made an executive decision that his house is now a Vito no-go zone. Very
actual good decision by like Dick Masterson. Did this Solitude Medallion actually just suck out all of the crazy from Dick? And now he's actually getting his life to fucking together, like in the last quarter. He's like 45, isn't he? And he just decided to get married and have a child now. I mean, talk about handing an assignment on the last day. Holy crap.
Wise decision from Dax, I must say.
Good
now,
on
there
Dax.
has been
You
one
know
bright
what?
spot
Good
for
on
Vito.
Dax.
Riley and Mint Salad stopped messing with him. Not because they decided he was such a great guy. No, it's because Riley and Mint Salad broke up. Mint left Riley. She not only left him, she cucked him with a dude named Schizo Sean. They all
Do these women just like look at the internet and think this is their only like talent pool? They just go from like male creator to male creator or something? There's a lot of men that don't exist on the internet. I would say the majority of men are probably like, obviously they got like an email account of Instagram, whatever. You don't have to date internet celebrities. You could just date plumbers, truck drivers, men with a stable income. They exist out there. And like this goes for men too. You don't have to go after these like crazy thoughts on the internet. Like stop watching Pokemon and giving her like all your money for like what is it? White labeled cookies. Just go out to AutoZone and meet some chicks, lads. Okay, is that where they meet them? I don't know.
also stole his shit and skipped town together, Bonnie and Clyde style. Yeah, it's real tough for Riley. All that A-logging just to go to jail, lose your girl, and have her skip town with another dude with all your stuff. What's funny is that Riley is still obsessed with Eric July, and it's like, bruh, you got bigger problems than a Negro making comics. He not only is still trying—
Does that count? I don't think it does.
Trying to bait Eric and ruin his business with his antics, he wants Eric July to apologize.
Yeah, like Vito could just release Super Killer, you know, Eric could just apologize to Dick and Ethan and I.
That's what's always been wild about the Eric thing. Eric July at any point in time could talk to Ethan Van Sciver, could talk to you, or talk to any of the people involved in that. Now he could say, I don't want to talk to Dick, I don't want to talk to Vito, I don't want to talk to you. But I mean, realistically, it would be very easy for him to pick up the phone, have a conversation with Ethan, and square things out to at least to the point where there's some kind of formality there.
Look, Eric, we lied on you, shit on your work, tried to destroy your business, stalked you IRL, accused you of fraud, got you embroiled in a lawsuit with a ministry, and took selfies at your ancestors' tombstone.
I think they try to get the IRS on him as well. Like it's just like a shit move, like tattling on the teacher. They're just doing everything, throwing shit at the wall, see what sticks. Somehow he came out unscathed. Fantastic move.
We're willing to forgive you for all of that so long as you say you're sorry.
Because we take mental health really seriously. So everything we're about to say is just our overall view of the situation. Don't take any of this and try to use it against the show. But I say all that to say, that nigga crazy.
Yeah, okay, Riley. But hey, keep your head up, bro. Maybe you'll find another autistic girl that let you piss on her so you can pay your rent.
There's no way. There's no way that Riley ever fucks again, surely. Like, Ralph will find a way. Ralph, in his own strange way, is the embodiment of life, where he just finds a way to keep existing and keep finding chicks. I don't know how he does it. I mean, I don't mean like I don't know how to find one. Whatever. But like, Riley, without being handed a retarded toilet from his master, there's no way he finds another chick, surely. Right? Wiggle, wiggle. It's tax-free. Unironically, I wonder... Nah, never mind.
So we've established that Ethan Van Sciver is a bum, a liar,
He's a bum.
a dude who ultimately has nothing including money to refund people who are tired of waiting a whole presidential term or longer for their comics. Only thing this dude has are all his streams making fun of Eric July, but he doesn't even have those anymore. When it comes to somebody like Ethan Van Sciver, who can't stop running his mouth, can't stop fibbing, can't stop gaslighting, and keeps playing stupid games, it's only a matter of time until all that fucking around results in a lot of finding out. Such was the case with Knife School. Knife School is the
All right, yeah, this is the guy that made the puppet show, and I did watch this like interview that he had, but I wasn't sure how trustworthy he is. But the thing is, the person that he's talking against is Ethan Van Sciver, who can't be trusted at all. Unless you're looking for a good time, then you can trust him behind the Wendy's, right next to the dumpster. So I'm not sure about how reputable this segment is, but it does seem that Ethan tried to get, or he tried to donate, or he did donate $50 to $80 to a dog charity so he could have exclusive 1 week access to these puppet shows before they came out. Because like this puppet master is apparently a dog lover, which is very based of him. Just reminded me of the Mauschwitz thing. That was too funny.
Name the brother formerly known as Ripoff Verse is primarily going by on his various social media. Ripoff Verse was the guy who would make those Eric July puppet shows that Ethan Van Sciver loved to play on his trash cast. Now that may lead a lot of you to believe that Ripoff Verse, taking so much time to make a puppet out of Eric July and make skits, was a Riley tier Eric July A-log. You'd be surprisingly wrong. But your confusion is very understandable. After all, just the name gives off the vibe that this is a guy obsessed with Eric July. He wasn't.
All right, we have another deal in the chat. Oh, we did hit over the membership. The like goal. Thank you very much for liking the stream. I appreciate it. We got over 130. If Mikey hits the rigor word with the NI, will also give 5 more memberships. That's an exclusive offer. Can you trust a black man to say the N word in the next 10 minutes, chat? Let's have a look at how many of these characters we can recognize. There's Miss Piggy, obviously. I guess this is like Critical Drinker. That's obviously Nerdrotic. I don't know who. That's Eric July. I don't know who any of these other characters are. Is this based or cringe to make an entire elite puppet section of the people that you're A-logging, and then making little shows where they dance around and say silly things? It's like the comic artist where it's like, checkmate, I have drawn you as a silly character. I don't know. I kind of appreciate this, but I do like puppet shows. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is one of my favorite things ever.
July was just one of the many anti-woke pop culture critics who Ripoff Verse mocked. He wasn't even the first guy he made a puppet out of.
Just a super long time ago, I made it wasn't even a YouTube channel. It was just a couple of videos. I named the channel Just Ripoff. And it was these sort of crappy handmade puppets. I
think you can watch this entire interview on the List Eclipse channel if I'm correct.
To offend Tim Pool and Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic.
According to Knife School, even the name Ripoff Verse was just a coincidence, it being the name of his original channel that got obliterated because his puppet shit got a little too spicy for YouTube. See, Knife School never cared about monetization or shit like that because he wasn't a career YouTuber.
I was in Budapest at the time, so an old colleague who built an animation studio over there, and I've just rounded that up. I've got some books coming out because I love my indie comics, have done all my life, but I've never really...
So this British character is a little bit suspect because allegedly he's got his own animation studio, or maybe it's his friend's animation studio, but then he's like a director, but he's also a stuntman according to his IMDb. He's British, he's elite, and he's making like this puppet shows in his spare time just for the love of the game. He's not even trying to get monetized on YouTube. It's a very suspect like story. I want to believe him though, that he decided to make these puppets just for fun, but I don't know. Maybe he's just very devout. Like some people are just absolute workaholics. You never know.
The Comicsgate or include it.
Loves me comics, simple as.
Because it's not really, is it? It's a tiny little sort of snow globe.
He works in film and animation.
I'm checking. I don't think so. Or at least we haven't got a report on it.
You can literally go to his Twitter account right now and see him talk about his art and projects. He's also the guy who kind of exposed Vito for fucking off with donor money back in 2024 and decided, you know what? I'm going to make my own comic that's a parody comic of Vito's parody comic. And he did. He made his own 50-page
Spooky steel toe jump scare. Wasn't prepared for that.
Parody graphic novel of Super Killer called Super Killer that he finished by himself in like 4 months. So yes, this guy is very legit. Now, that may lead a lot of you to ask, but Mikey, why would a professional artist from the industry with all that...
Did he say the word? Did he say the word? Is Manny going to... it's just a white noise to me. I never hear him anymore.
Experience engage in all this dumb internet drama. To which I have to ask you, how the fuck do you think we got here in the first place, bro? Anyway, according to Ripoffverse, the whole YouTube media critic puppet shit was him taking the piss out of people that dudes within his industries complained about. Anyway, EVS took notice of Ripoffverse channel, being most interested in, of course, the Eric July puppet specifically. But EVS had to donate to a Beagle animal rights charity in the UK.
I was getting messages like that every other day of people wanting to play the videos in full. And the point of them is that they're fucking free. They're for people to clip and just spread around and have a
It's for free, isn't it, Governor?
laugh with. Like, I've got money,
Bit
I've
of a
got
laugh.
YouTube. I don't, just for a bit of a joke. So I said yes. Didn't think anything of
Bit of a giggle.
And then not long after that, he asked if I could make them for him. And I'm just like, no. Just simple as that, just no. What I will do though, if you want, because he only really wanted the Eric July ones. So I'm like, yeah, sure, man. Well, look, if you make a small donation to my charity, you can preview the Eric July ones for a week. And then at the end of that week, they just go public and on my Patreon.
Yeah,
And he's
I
like, yeah,
don't
sure.
know how to recognize
And
them.
that's it.
They are, hello.
End of the story.
Because in the UK, it's apparently perfectly legal to experiment on beagles to the point that thousands are bred specifically for this purpose.
Is this true? Like they're just like experimenting? Oh no, is it another Mauschwitz coming up right now? Has he got another? There's no way he has a funnier name for Auschwitz with dogs in it, surely. If it is, this will be like the 10 out of 10 video. The UK people just like practice on dogs? On beagles? The beagles are the cutest of puppos. Like, what the fuck?
You can live your dream of a modern-day Dr. Mengele in the UK, so long as your surrogate Hebrews are beagles. So with that gentleman's bargain made, the Ripoff versus Eric July puppet shows became a regular
They're the
part
chosen
of
dogs
Ethan Van
for
Sciver's
experimentation.
Trashcast. And when I say regular, I mean like hundreds of live streams involve these puppet shows. But cracks start to form between EVS and Ripoffverse, as many of Uncle E's relationships tended to.
Then he went around and he was
Oh
saying
my goodness, surprise Baldo user. I think I've seen this guy before.
things like, I got Ethan in line. I kneecapped Ethan Van Sciver. So I wrote back to him. I said, you didn't kneecap me. I was being nice to you because I said, listen, I'll leave you alone if you leave me alone. If you want to be left alone, he was clearly afraid of me. He was clearly afraid that I was going to make trouble for him.
Ripoffverse was talking a little
Nobody's afraid of EVS. This is just like power fantasies, but you have no abilities or powers in life, really. Delusions of grandeurs of the person that was never was.
shit, talking about how he had to put the Frog King in his
Ouch, woof. That's actually pretty good. If he'd said that, I would have appreciated it, but
place.
too late now.
What had happened was that he caught wind that EVS was telling people that he was his employee. EVS would try to work his frognosis on Ripoffverse, but he forgot that his gaslighting doesn't work.
Does this count? It's in text.
Against people who are already aware that he's telling lies. Needless to say, Ripoffverse and the rest of CG have begun rubbing off on each other in the wrong type of way. Which was fine by Ripoffverse, now Knife School, because he never gave that much of a damn about CG anyway, outside
Oh,
of the
he
age.
ponied up. Look at that. What about double down if he says another 5 in the next 5 minutes? Could happen. A lot of members this stream. Big support for the show. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Much love.
In it for some internet drama. It really should have ended there, but then just last month, Knife School decided that he wanted to rebrand. He was done with the puppet era and he was going to use his platform for new things in the future.
True crime channel. What the fuck? I mean, it's a pretty good pivot, I suppose. It's a license to print money.
Wiped everything clean and also activated this new feature on YouTube that lets you automatically claim any video using your content. According to Knife School, he just thought it was going to get all the videos on YouTube that were just straight uploads of.
That wasn't me. My wallet is banned. So then you still owe 5 subs for when your wallet is unbanned. Sorry. I'm going to redeem those subs eventually.
His puppet video.
No, it's
Knife
not
School
worries.
wasn't sure what to
Things come up.
expect because he admitted that he really didn't understand how it works. What he really didn't expect, and what EVS definitely didn't expect, was for Comic Artist Pro Secrets to get a strike on it. Now, it was just one strike, but it got Ethan so spooked, he did something kind of insane. EVS's reaction to this was to private every one of his trash casts featuring the puppet shows. Over 400 streams, over 7 million views, just gone. Now,
I will say that taking back retroactive consent is pretty lame. I think this British puppet master is actually pretty entertaining. But if you did give him permission to watch all the shows, the fact that you then like decide that you want to just get out of the puppet game, but then you can like threaten to copyright strike him for previous, I think that's bullshit. I don't believe in retroactive consent. That's silly.
School clarified he didn't strike EVS's channel, and he did fix it for him.
Although,
once he got
don't get me wrong, it is very funny. Suffer, Ethan.
Back home. But he also, because Ethan was talking shit about him, and more importantly, his Save the Beagle charity, warned Ethan that his ability to keep his roof over his head was in Knife School's hands. Just to be on the safe side, EVS is having a guy go through and edit out all of the rip-off verse puppet segments one by one before unprivating.
Who's really
a whole
pulling the
catalog
strings?
of years worth of Eric July detracting just Thanos snapped out of existence. And Eric July didn't have anything to do with it. The do not
like is it that's pretty good. Imagine trying to like trick a puppet master. I mean, he's already got he's just going to beat you with experience, obviously.
nothing and your win strat remains undefeated. The lesson to be learned with all of this is if you stay on your grind, keep sowing your seeds, and don't let fuck niggas bring you down to their level, you will prevail. Well, probably. Everything that Era July is building could collapse before 2030. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But we're 3 years into Comicsgate predicting the biblical downfall of the Rippaverse. Tragically, God left that Old Testament lifestyle behind and doesn't just smite fools because someone downstairs
It could have said smiter, you know what, and it would have sounded so much funnier.
prayed real hard for it. Sometimes all you have to do to win is literally do nothing but mind your own business, especially when you're dealing with lolcows, because the lolcow is a naturally volatile and unstable creature that'll self-destruct on its own if left to its own devices. Oh, and one more thing about EVS. I hate to get personal and put down somebody's legacy, but your Frog Highness does it all the time with former peers from the comic book industry with just as many, if not even more, medals on their chest than him. So he's got to ask him for it when he says stuff like this.
I think it's you get to a certain age and people call you legend. Now listen, I was being called legend by DC Comics, the legendary Ethan Van Sciver.
If you have to tell people that they called you a legend, you're no legend. If you're a legend, people just know. Simple as. EA RD8DP says, even skydiver. I don't think he's allowed to get on a plane. But not without 2 seats.
I was in my 30s, you know what I mean? Like I was being called legendary back then because I am legendary. You know what legendary means? There are legends about you. What are the legends about Chuck Dixon?
This nigga's legendary? Based on what?
I was going to pause it, but then I had
What
to
has he
play it.
done? How long has he been in the game?
Look, Ethan.
Oh my goodness. They're going to be writing animes about Ethan Van Sciver. They're going to be, who is the legendary hero? This is Ethan Van Sciver. He once drew a cover of a Flash comic for DC. Is it DC? He drew Green Lantern cover 44. Scrub that lichen off his ass. He's a legend. He was a legend since he was 30, but he lived to 70. Unbelievable. Like, the reality is that nobody is remembered. Like, there's like 20 guys in all of history that actually get remembered. Okay? Everyone else gets forgotten the fuck off. Okay? And that's fine. That's probably the way it should be. The people are so obsessed. Oh no, remember me! I drew a frog. It was a ripoff of Battletoads and Ninja Turtles. But I had sponsored a car. It drove around a bunch of times in a circle until Camelot crashed it. Remember me?
Legendary? Based on what? What has he done? How long has he been in the game?
Look, Ethan, you're undeniably a good artist, but who are you really, bro? Like, how many non-comic book aficionados even know who the fuck you are? Shit, even among Cape comic enthusiasts, and even keeping it just to illustrators, just where do you think you rank in the pantheon? Even by your own logic, Ethan.
The funny thing is, I think I was thinking about this earlier, but I didn't mention it. I'll just throw it in here before the end of the video. Is that being an artist is kind of a chopped career choice. And that's unfortunate, but it's true. Like, the majority of animation and artwork is done by like nameless Koreans that nobody ever remembers. What makes you so special? If you're not the property owner of Superman, of Batman, of a Wonder Woman, of a Green Lantern or a Flash, if you're just the dude drawing it, you're nothing. You're literally just a expense that can be outsourced to Korea. Nobody gives a shit.
You technically aren't a legend either if Chuck Dixon ain't. You aren't even a dude DC wanted to keep around. You were a late tardy bastard even back when you were in your prime.
You know, my whole style and everything is built to make sure that I'm not late. Right. You know, I'm really proud of that.
It's 10 prodigies are amazing, 10 times better than AI as it is now. No, I think I have great respect for artists. I'm not saying that art is a bad pursuit or that you can't be greater than an AI thing. I'm just saying that, like, the reality is that no one will remember you for your art unless you're like an absolute genius, like an actual someone that changes the game, someone that does something that's nobody's seen before. because it's so much cheaper to just outsource it to somebody that's pretty good rather than someone that's amazing. And AI is cutting out a lot of the very small groups of people that would like, you know, decent art. Decent art is being replaced. Great art is being outsourced. If you want to be an artist, that's fine. You can do that as either a hobby or a career. But you really do need to make your property like something that you can copyright, not just draw for other people. Like create something yourself is what I'm saying. You know, create something you control. And that's where I think the success comes from that. Although if you want to create something that you control, deliver on the product, which is the whole problem in the start for Ethan.
Been doing this 10 years. I've never had a book ship late because I didn't deliver. I've
Good
had books ship
question.
late
Good question.
Just because Ethan Van Sciver can't get his shit together. So they have to hold my book until his book comes out, type of thing. Right. There you go, Ethan.
People have been glazing you nonstop ever since you entered CG, but the competition in the indie crowdfund comic space was a lot smaller a decade ago. It's a lot bigger now, and you just ain't got the same aura as you used to have. And those late books definitely ain't helping. I think it's time to accept EVS, that you just had a good career, not a great one.
My name is Monica Willis. Shelley Coleman.
Ethan Van
Oh, this is
Sciver.
the fitness thing.
I'm 40 years old.
I'm 35 years old.
Well, I gained a lot of weight. Really had gained way too much weight.
I'd become so overweight, and
Gotta
it's a good
carry
thing I
that
found
guts.
fitness together when I did. My new fitness lifestyle is fantastic. I've lost 50 pounds.
30 pounds and untold inches. The inches are gone. They're melting away. Thanks for making happen what I had never been able to accomplish before in my life.
I thought this beginning. It's a nice little. Oh, look, a little blue. Is this a blue-tongued lizard? This looks like a blue-tongued lizard from Sydney. It does, but I don't know if they have these in America. I don't even know if Mike Nimore is in America. All I'm saying is this is a skink, and it may be a blue tongue. If it is a blue tongue, they're good boys. I love blue tongues. They're so cute. They got very blue tongues, as the name would suggest. I used to have a blue tongue living in my backyard under a pile of wood. And we'd always go out there and like lift up the wood and see him, and he'd be like very grumpy at us, and he'd like poke out his tongue. It was very fun. Very fun little childhood. Anyway, let's go back to the Tarl watch. Now, I don't think we've got any reports. We've been waiting. What is the time in Vermont right now, chat? The time in Vermont is now 9:30. Tarl was up until 4 a.m. posting from the closet as the police, with a warrant active, are searching for him. Will he be arrested today? He might be arrested right now. I'm going to quickly check his Twitter. Quickly give him a quick look. Let's see. He hasn't posted again yet. So he's either drunk, which I assume is the case, dead, or in prison. I'll have a quick refresh of the thumbs. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look. All right, we got no reports just yet. The last report, nothing. So it seems like he will probably be arrested soon, but it'll not be on this stream, unfortunately. Big thanks for everyone that came in today. Wait, there's a breaking report.
Police raided the Motel 6 at 4 a.m. Don't make me do it! No.